bersama aku Sachi the Gimang di reaction SEN versus VCT Master Madrid di Grand Final. Nah, ini kita bakal nonton bareng di Discord juga. Kalau mau join Discordnya ada di link description. Terus ini aku bakal share di Discord sama di YouTube ya. Bentar. Ini berarti kita masuk.
Oh, kena.
Ini sip. Oh ya, aku lupa kalau aku share ini selalu gelap.
Kedua sih.
Kita pindah ke sini.
Sachi ngomong sendiri.
Sini. Kita setting, soalnya udah mulai ya guys.
Allahu Akbar.
Nah, gini cakep. Oh, udah, terus kita tinggal share screen ke Discord. Ya. Yang mau join silahkan. Oke, ini dia.
Sih, kau tinggal ini loh 7/8 anjir.
Iya udah, nggak apa-apa, bagus. Kalian mendukung siapa? Sen atau Jen? I don't know. We just see who's winning this game. I think it's a tight match, you know. Kayak dikit banget gitu. Tipis banget bedanya. Buset, tampilnya berani tampil beda. Siap dong.
Clearly anticipating an A split from coming through, Sentinels simply couldn't capitalize on it.
Let's go.
A lot of focus on him. Was there to open up global events in Valorant, and is here now at our most recent, looking in incredible form.
Looking like he wants to have that second shot of revenge. I mean, he's already got it the first time in the upper bracket. Now a chance to really knock them down, and deep. Now there's a flash play here with a util. Still is happening on multiple sections here.
Bentar guys.
It was a little bit like a con was missed there because the spike was dropped, and yet TenZ is going for a repush elbow, almost anticipating that GNG would pick the timing to rotate, but they had to recover that spike and had to be cautious doing so. Has TenZ read this play perfectly?
Paling kenceng lah.
Though, Guardian in hand, and the rest of GNG are coming towards
Ayo.
Something here. He's going to be hearing it.
Nobar, yes,
tries to take the timing just before anybody was set up for it, and they run him down. All grouped up now, 3 players. Munchkin taking that forward angle.
Kayaknya gue harus di tengah deh.
Just more unlikely.
Posisi gue harus di tengah biar kalian bisa lihat kiri
Everybody
kanan.
dies in a single shot, but it's a 1v3.
Sah aja.
He's already been spotted out.
Bikin ini,
Beautiful
bikin
work from the
rubah.
IGL. So 3 players surviving.
Sama.
Making it nice and clean here for GNG off the back of that pistol round.
Mending kau sabar kali tuh.
They are
Kenapa?
favored situation. They've already played SEN on this map here.
Kalau aku sih dukung RRQ. Kenapa jadi RRQ ya? Beda game.
Aku sih BTR ini dong.
GNG bos. GNG nih bos. Senggol dong anjay.
Heading into the bonus round.
Ya,
Far away from being able to get close to his Yoru ult, which is super effective to be able to get into these sites. Even the information alone, little jump up, second.
Yeah, he's pushed up deep here. Too much to support him, not too much to trade him, but he sees it, hears it, and there's the kill. Collected onto Munchkin, but it's offset. Needing to go to the other side of the map. No fast-paced increase here from GNG. Happy to just play for that pick, play for the orb, and now slow it down once more.
And not prioritizing the orb on Meteor as I suspected they might to try to get the dimensional drift online. Instead, just going for texture. And SEN have been picking these kind of timings in the first 2 rounds to go for little explorations to see if they can get some more info.
Oh, nice banget.
Instead, though, Zekan and
Langsung
Zelsis
push
doubling
B ya.
up
Ayo,
over
sniper
towards
doang
A,
itu.
anticipating that this would be a re-hit. Just confident
Ayo
that John
dari
could
B,
hold down
dari
the other
mid,
side.
kelar itu.
Just that though, massive map control that's been lost.
Jer, gregetan kalau bisa lihat musuhnya.
Positioning assassin, he's having to watch halls in case that lurk comes through with 40 seconds left.
Oh, ICL
GNG now, fully
Go,
grouped
go,
up.
go, 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 go.
GNG is going to be Sitting side by with his rifle. Might have to try and put a
City
stop to this one,
backside,
but it's
City
difficult.
backside. Let's go.
Well, adversaries are trying to overcome here. Still not showing his hand.
Backside-nya belum clear.
Almost
Sofa,
set that one up,
sofa.
but finally a few shots fired and rattle texture has been creeping and crawling up onto the
Nice,
angle. Fire
nice.
and releases it. The trigger straight to the
Dua
dome there.
ngefeng.
Sassy dropping into the back of the side. Two left standing here for Sentinels.
Kalau Genji menang beli bundle Genji.
Oh, watch that one though. 80th second. That's 8 seconds
Gue
left.
sih emang pengen dari awal.
But now, a
Karena
safe
gue
plan
dukung
position for
Genji.
Meteor. Tucked right
Basically.
behind the pillar. We'll be able to get the extension into the round, but can he survive the 1v2?
Karena gue suka texture.
Already
I love
through in
texture.
second. Nasty work there.
Tapi ini Sen gila sih, kemarin gue nonton Zaken sama Tens bro. What the fuck, gue beliin. Lalu dukung Genji. Gue malah taruhan kemarin sama Katsuji. Genji atau Sen. Taruhannya beli sesuatu lagi. Kalau aku dukung Genji, Katsuji dukungnya Sen. Taruhan juga Sa. Kalau kalah lo beliin gue Sentinel. Boleh, deal ya Sa, Bener ya Sa, bener ya. Let's go. Oke, gue ada taruhan Sens dan juga Jens. Wes, Jen lah bro. Sorry bro. Dari awal bro. Sorry.
Look at this. Drone into elbow really makes it feel like Second could be pushing behind this. So everybody on Gen G scared.
Yeah.
Instead, the double push coming down.
Suaramu bocor
Great
anjir.
distraction play from Sassy.
Sentinel lah bang. Genji lah.
Simon with a nice
Bos,
blade storm.
senggol dong.
Running them through and the IGL dropped.
Genji lah.
And scatter. Everybody running over towards that A side, seeing if they can at least reinforce Meteor's position. He's going to be
Aku
tucked
mau
close.
bikin poll
They get
tuh
a double
gimana
face
ya?
going with Second up drafting.
Poll.
Instead, just choosing to face it.
Polling.
TP with a gate crash, not going to be baited out from that one. Still, Lack is also getting a move on through Halls. Could be that late low play in that position. Meteor going to be cleaned up there with the
Sen.
trade still. A tap. No one
Again.
forced out wide. Lakia though gaining that kill and closing the door in front of him. Neural theft. Giving the info. Texture. Now the emphasis placed on him. A dash to the side here, but a pull on line, not half. Onto
That's
the
the
spike. Could be a
polling,
big
bro.
difference
That's
maker. Could be a
polling.
massive one, in fact.
Come on.
Genji have got them surrounded on almost every single front right now, picking them apart. The threads unraveling.
Ayo,
Leader
Gen.
just John QT, but again the time ticking away.
Gen.
It's just far too late for it. Genji.
Wah, 3-1. Kalau Sen menang lo gue beliin gue Sen ya, deal Sa, deal. Oke, boleh. Aman Sa. Boleh. Berarti lo dukungnya basically Sen ya. Lo basically dukungnya Genji ya. Oke.
Ih, menang sih.
Mantap Ben.
Belum. Baru menang serong.
Apakah yang akan beli bandel?
Siapa yang beli bundle? Gila.
Boleh sama.
Pasang taruhan 2 orang.
Dia dia mam.
Yang dukung
Much more
Genji.
difficult to clean up. Sen's retake protocols do not look as good here.
Deal ya.
Deal. Boleh.
Gue beliin lo Genji.
Boleh. Let's go.
Kalau Sentinel menang kok anjing bandel baru cuy.
Anjing gua mainin namanya Genji.
Happy to play this one nice and slowly.
Gua maki-maki Genji ya.
I believe Texture's
Ayolah
positioning
Genji,
would have
aku
hurt
mendukungmu
John QT's
Genji, I love you semua.
Ayo Sentinel, gue dapat bandel baru nih.
May well get
Ayo
the
Jen,
rest of the
gue juga
team.
dapet dandel nih.
Yeah, you
Gue
can see
pengen
people
Jen
out
dari
there
awal.
actually on the minimap.
anjing.
And so
Tai.
they're expecting the stack to be over towards mid and A.
Incredibly deep positioning here. Hunter's Fury going to be offloaded from this particular
Anjing,
position.
default
That's
banget
Lakia returning it. See if you can
Terus
get
mereka
a
push to
kill,
B
but
gak ketahuan.
only one team getting out of
Let's
positioning.
go.
Interesting usage of the elbow with 50 seconds
Genji
left
nih
now.
bos,
Time to make
gold dong.
way to be
Anjay.
either over towards that B
Sa,
side.
gimana Sa?
We'll cut this one up nicely.
Belum adanya aja bro, Tens marah bro.
Deg-degan
For where
nih,
John
deg-degan.
QT has been
Udah
anchoring
gue
in
udah lihat
previous
kemarin
rounds.
lawan Perek anjir.
And this
Gila.
composition has so many different ways of getting
Aimnya
into
bro,
B.
Zaken juga
Oh, itu
bagus
Perek.
tapi anjing.
The Jet and the Yoru very difficult
Soalnya
to
Perek.
play, especially when you have so
Iya
many
sih.
smokes online.
Genji,
That hit
Genji
did not
lagi.
cover the spike.
Zaken bagus
A lot of
anjir.
respect as well being showcased as well to a weaker buy of
Iya nggak sih?
Second.
Enggak nih, Genji kena obok ini.
Bukan,
Dapat bandel baru gue ini beda.
Sen Zaken.
Oh ya udah jelas lah kalau
Jago
Zaken.
banget anjir.
Iya lah, Texture tidur dulu lah.
Nggak liat pojok aja.
And one
Yeah,
player left
yeah,
to stand is
ke-retake dah.
Lainnya, crouched, cowering, fear in his heart. He cannot face it.
Alhamdulillah 2-3 bro.
Aman aja.
It's a bizarre
Semangat yuk,
one
Genji,
to
yuk.
start us off with.
Ayo Genji.
With a pit being invested as
Sumpah,
well. You think Genji have just got
Sen
that
yang
wrapped up.
botak
It's a
tuh
gorgeous
mirip
flash
temen
recon
gua.
that catches Meteor, but then there's just a
Sumpah
lot of
demi.
timing plays all around the spot.
Ini belum lagi kan bertaruh dengan anime kan
All
kita
of these Genji
bantai.
players dying whilst looking the other way.
Belum, bro.
Not being able to use the
Gila.
eco advantage that they had, and actually the pit there ended up hurting them.
Iya, tapi ini pertama kali ya Genji lawan Sen ya? Gila.
But certainly one that Sen could take to the back.
Enggak, kemarin kan baru kalah
They will be
Sentinel.
moving forwards now, plenty of money
Ah,
left.
kalau sama siapa?
Waiting.
Kalau sama Genji gitu kan kayak turun
Comes
lower
with a
bracket.
full weaponry second. So
Yang kemarin,
aggressive now.
pernah maksudnya.
Seems to have an inkling that
Iya,
Breakdown's there,
kan
possibly
mereka
getting
upper bracket dulu
aggressively
makanya lawan
getting
Paper Rex
broken.
si
Yeah,
Sentinel.
for sure.
Oh,
John Cuties cam
iya,
got broken
iya,
in that
iya.
spot. Now he knows where
Ya,
Garo
cuman kan
basically
self-strat ya,
is.
mau ngasih gue bandel.
The rest of Genji working their way up mid. The things that Sen said in their press conference was it was difficult playing against
Genji
Genji. Hard to
lah.
isolate your ones when they travel around in such a pack.
Genji,
Tahunnya
bos.
Sentinel ini, Tens kembali nih.
Genji lah, bos.
Smoking it up, looking to take a little bit of mid.
Oke.
Tens has gone walking all the way down halls here.
Belum.
getting good
Kita
info
tunggu
for
aja
his team.
pokoknya
That's
match
fantastic.
akhirnya ya. Gak usah dibahas-bahas
Hearing the
dulu
scurry
itu.
of the
Yang penting udah
Oke.
deal kan, udah deal
Looking
kan.
to punish, but
Ya
he's
udah.
gonna be
Deal.
focused now for his team.
Oke,
Look at this.
kita bahas
Sachi
gameplay
Hoshiko.
aja.
Genji.
Yuk.
Good maneuvers.
Selasa gue check outin
Around
bandel
the map.
Genji.
Iya,
Follow those
iya.
sound
Ini
cues
lihat
and
nih,
follow
lihat
them
nih.
well straight towards the
Lihat
B
stream
side. But
gue.
it's going to be setting up for that B
Wah,
side.
ngaco nih
Iya.
kalau push B
Through
salah.
tunnel.
Tens has got to be careful here not to
Belakang,
overflank. He just needs to play to contain. He moves
Iya.
one.
And the heads will roll. Before that
Pelan-pelan,
stays
Abang
in. Guess what
Tens.
Genji just sent. Rattling now all the way.
Wih,
The movement looking clean with it. Texture's got something to say.
Sakit kali
One
itu,
blade
wih.
left. Rest of them finding it into the back wall, but there's the
Ampun,
refresh.
ya.
Shut down,
Udah,
traded
udah.
time. Really
Anjing
quite
rotate bangsat,
low. Only 11
bisa-bisanya
seconds
satu
left.
orang
It's gonna be
rotate,
barely able to
Bang.
get onto the side, but Karen has to clear a little bit. He might just have some time spare, barely a second. And
Wah,
yes,
cukup
we have a
banget
get it here.
waktunya
The
anjir.
Sentinel surely don't let this one slip. A 1v3.
Karen, though, is going to be able to reposition.
Ya
side.
kalah Cino.
Really weak. He's got
Ya,
so wide.
Enzi lah, Ben.
Needs to be ready.
Nggak apa-apa, Ben.
Come on. Movement impeccable. The aim on top.
Udah sih masih menang
Brought it to
2
a
poin sih.
1v1.
Zekan
Wih,
tapi
mana boleh
jago.
begitu,
Zekan tapi jago anjing.
Ranked to
Di mid,
superstardom
Zekan.
all the
Di
way on the
mid.
grand stage.
Di
He
mid
does
ya,
not seem
Karen.
phased at all. Zekan.
Nanti
to
kalau
face him
nonton
now.
ngeliatan musuhnya di mana tuh
Slow
gregetan ya.
walking onto the angle. The noise
Bener
and
dah.
information just being cut away entirely.
Udah kena Zekan nih,
Cloud
bos.
Udah
huge
masuk.
chance. Cloudburst
Anjing.
straight up into the air. Zekan diffusing.
Anjing.
Drops down.
Aduh, gua tuh.
A menace to him. The scourge of Sentinels rips away the chances of that round.
Korea ini ngeri juga.
That's an absolutely monstrous,
Gila,
heartbreaking
gila,
1v3. And the aim and the precision is
Wih.
supernatural. It's
Gila, itu
just, you
serem
do
banget
not
sih,
see
Emi,
that.
gila.
With a phantom at long range, on breeze,
Wow.
ripping off heads. Yes, the timing on the trade is not
Ditaunting-taunting
perfect. It's
nih,
not
bos.
a double swing
Senggol
from Sen,
dong.
but they don't expect the guy to be holding that and winning that.
Karen is just that guy. I mean, he just seems unshaken throughout this entire
Yeah.
tournament, throughout all of kickoff. Doesn't matter the obstacles that you've thrown at
Serem,
the guy.
men. Yang
Entire
bener aja,
team as well, just been
men.
persevering. Sassy is gonna have a hell of a lot to deal with here. Drone.
Yo.
That's all the info he's looking
ketahuan.
for. Possibly seeing multiple targets. Now the
Ayo,
Hunter's
kurang
here
satu,
on his
Pak.
own. Now,
Wah,
Menang kita.
mati lah kena ulti
look
itu.
at the targets. They just cleave right
Jangan
through them.
bener.
Mati kena ulti.
What a perfect counter to what Gen G were going for. Immaculate stuff from Sen.
Kiri.
And still throughout all of this,
Yeah.
they're looking to go aggressive in other places. Tens has gotten deep. He's going to be able to hear rotations. I think that's such a
Oh,
pivotal
menang, Ji.
part
Ji,
of
menang,
Sen
Ji.
playing in this finals.
Boleh.
Gen G love to
Beneran.
rotate around the map on their
Udah.
attack
Iya,
side and
bener.
the defense
Iya,
side.
udah,
People
selesai.
into good positions
Ah.
like that for
Gila,
info.
gila. Boleh,
Impeccable.
Benji.
Seems like a clear game plan, just disrespecting them.
Aduh.
But also Sassy, really, the playmaker there.
Of course.
I thought he was going to get overwhelmed. You saw him get
Di
the tag
berapa
onto
ya?
Meteor,
17.
Mau ke B pun
and I thought
ada trap
that
anjing.
Sen were going to get
Itu.
baited into the fact that there was only one there.
Ah,
Clearly,
silver 3.
a better
Masih
read
silver
than it
3.
appeared. The Hunter's
Anjir,
Fury
mau nggak mau,
obliterated
Ben.
them.
Few layers too. I mean, Celsius,
Nahan
the
ya?
bodyguard,
Saving
playing
ya?
inside the smoke, making sure
30
that
seconds
there was
left.
no punish in
Apanya?
sight when Sassy was ulting.
Yeah. It's very solid stuff. Gen G are just going to go for a save here. after
Iya,
Caron
saving.
got them a 1v3 to start their economy flourishing. Sen making sure it dampens just slightly. I don't know whether they saw
Gila,
Zekan's
kalau kita
operator
2
this
lawan
round.
5,
They
2
didn't
pun kita
really
majuin ya.
interact with it very much because he went for the peak double
Nggak ada
doors at the beginning.
saving nanya kita.
I have a feeling that GNG don't know that this is online. You can see he hasn't even shot a bullet.
Ntar gue ke toilet dulu.
So that could certainly be another twist in the tail as we head into the next.
Not revealing the hand that they have
Kita,
purchased that one.
saya
They might
jadi
be
Sachi
able
dulu.
to check the money at least in the
Kita
follow-up now
aja.
into this round. But yeah, here's that play before as well. I mean,
It's so lovely,
vulnerability as well.
yeah, especially with
Playing it up.
Zelsis throwing the snake bite.
Benji.
Real nice.
Zekan is going to be here to try to receive this hit if it comes through A.
He's taking a gander through double doors, at least looking like he wants to wall.
I feel like this is going to be so difficult when Meteor has Yoru
Bisa jadi
online.
bimang.
5 tags though.
Benjer nggak bisa jadi
Found
komentator ya, nggak tahu gini.
Control of mid. Now Caron is playing a really far back position here.
Nggak ada.
Just seeking to contain. Oh my god. Against the wall. Could just be walking straight into it. Shot missed though. It's a jiggle. Guess what? The entirety of the site has been gained. Given up entirely here just from that dimensional drift. Out of it now. Meteor with the plant.
And this is
Securing
brutal.
it for texture.
This is brutal. You're going to end up having pulls on this. You've got people
Baru
running.
tahu gua
You know,
kalau
Munchkin's got lineups that he can throw.
Duelis yang ngeplan anjing.
Offsite post plans buy time for post plant lurks to come
Kocak
through, and
ya?
this is the game plan for GNG. Sen are not in a position to play this
No.
quickly. They have to
Yeah,
clear
gitu.
so many areas and then put pressure so deep to punish Caron and Munchkin.
Already the lineup sailing across. Dart
Tapi
quite broken.
Asia
Reveal
tuh
onto
kocak dah,
multitudes
strateginya tuh
targets.
2
Again, this
smoke
all
anjing.
causing issues, and it is too much to overcome, too much to clear. Ults are being rattled off here. Texture from
Wah,
the
ini-
high ground, eventually traded, and now the flash, pop flash, round the corner, 10s.
Nice.
It was all dodge, Meteor! Massive play! Second sticking inside the cave! Broken. Destroyed.
What the
GNG
fuck?
finding that fifth, but you're right,
Benji.
Josh.
Iya, berarti satunya tadi ini ya dari mid ya berarti.
Just how long it took
Iya,
Sen to
satu
really
dari
get their ground, get started onto the retake.
Frankly, the push
Boleh,
into
boleh,
main,
boleh.
I have no problems with. Ten's doing a great job, but how is Meteor
Nice
turning this and still getting a
Meteor.
double kill out of it? If you remember back to the defense side pistol that Sen ran on this map against GNG,
Produk
they
Korea
flash
semua
peeked
itu
second
isinya.
in, Meteor dodged it, got the kill. I'm
Main
just getting
kalau kan tetap
flashbacks to that
jongkok
again.
juga kan.
The
Nah,
GNG players are so
Iyalah,
skilled
jongkok,
and have
kadang-kadang.
demonstrated that all year.
kadang-kadang
think you
jongkok.
haven't
Tapi kan
dead to
ya,
rights,
intinya
you
kan
simply
main
do
FPS kan
not.
apapun ini kan
Slight
jongkok.
edge being held now for GNG.
Tapi
Rounds
di
have been
setiap momen
oscillating
ada yang
wildly
nggak
back and
nggak
forth.
harus
Tapi
jongkok
kedengeran
juga.
itu.
It follows the trends. It's Sen's turn. GNG
Ketahuan
playing quite
ini
split
tuh
up though.
kayak gitu.
2 players. Texture and
Oh, ada
Caron.
kamera anjir.
A dynamic duo. Been making waves.
Anjing kameramu.
See if they can do any damage. At least focusing
Ooh,
on that. That was
nice.
a potential reclear being called there by Sen, and it let's just go even.
And no flash peek being used there, so that was just a dry double swing. 1 for 1. And Munchkin's wall not going to be available to them
Sachi
if they hit
kocaknya
A.
pakai
So that puts
Odin
more
ya.
pressure on Caron now.
Iya, malah pakai
He
Odin
still
ya
has
dia.
the ult to be able to work with, so not a major problem for GNG.
Sa, are you there?
Is holding this angle. Not a
Rasa
far back
nggak ada.
position. Wants to
Oh,
hold
nggak
them
ada.
before they can even
Dia cabut
get
dulu.
themselves into the
Cabut
choke.
dia.
Anjing serem-serem. Ih, gue berharap gue punya skill kayak gitu ya, lihat musuhnya gimana ya.
Waiting for the sound.
Enak kali ya.
Yeah,
Jailah.
I think if that dart had been broken, he was looking to flash peek in there and make the play to win the round. The time is getting so low. If they can play in front of the Cosmic Divide, Sachi goes down.
Head ripped clean off. Dart through into the back. Cosmic Divide gives him the perfect exit strategy here. Pop flash through. But Texture was aware of it. Facing
Oh
away, at
gitu
least
cara main
dodging it.
Jiko. Oh, boleh boleh.
And any chances for Sentinels
Oh,
into
gitu.
this round
Anjir.
crumbled once more before
Bisa
our eyes.
Geko,
Again,
gue juga
Gen
pakai,
G
gue
in
ngerti maksudnya ininya dan lain-lain.
astounding
Cuman
control.
Susah tetep.
Commanding
Saving.
position there. Having lost the Viper early on,
Viper,
to still be able to
Viper,
deal with that
saving.
A-main aggression and come out on top is pretty
Tapi
excellent.
itu kalau pakai
Gen G, we're
mouse
talking
sama
about the
tanganku
fact that
itu
their composition,
patah ini muter
honestly, they're
segitunya.
happier with it on the attack side, or at least
apa?
people expect them
Ya
to
muter
do more
langsung
on the attack side.
360 gitu.
Oh ya.
That was what
Refleknya
blew us all
kenceng
away when
ya.
Sen played against Gen G last. Now we're really seeing how comfortable they are in these spots. It doesn't all have to be fast execs with the Jet and the Yoru. Celsius would love to keep the weaponry.
no
Jadi
way.
bang,
Flash
bang,
through.
udah bang.
He
Is it?
spotted Texture.
Plenty more players though. Texture spotted him.
Oh.
QT, last one left, slowly being hunted.
Wih,
Push back.
mati tekstur.
The enemies and adversaries, so if they do keep at least one gun into the round, but already you're looking at almost similar scenes here. Here's that opening when they try to re-clear out
Dapat
through.
anjir.
An unbelievable shot onto Munchkin, but the trade's still coming through. The level of quality in terms of the rifling in this match is unbelievable.
Emang kalau jongkok
But we didn't get
bukannya
to see
Taehyung?
it in the upper bracket
Nggak
final
gitu
between
dong,
these two
Agus.
teams.
Kalau kata orang lihat
Sen
siang, kalau
talked about
smoker,
Kaplan in
tempur di
particular
depan.
mentioned the atmosphere was bad
Gimana,
when they
Gus?
began that game and they
Oh.
crumbled on split.
Piala
It
ini,
set the
bos.
entirety of
Piala
the
aku
series
ini
off on
ya,
a bad
agent
note.
baru ya?
Sen,
Anjay.
though they tried to recover it on Lotus, ended up going out in a flop.
Bah.
Now we are actually seeing Zekken, Tens, hitting really nice shots, bringing it to the Gen G players, making it more of a game that's about how they play the macro and how prepared Gen G are rather than
Need to be matching and pound for
all up there with the best players in the world
Lights
right
out.
now. In
Lights
terms
out.
of form, they might be like all
Di
three
situ
in
ada
the top five.
tiba-tiba ada subscriber gitu.
I don't know
Sachi
who else you
Hoshiko
would put
gitu.
up there because
Nah,
you
kenapa?
watch Texture, Meteor, or Karen in a 1v1 against anybody else in this tournament, you have to favor them.
Yeah, you do. I mean, they're just cerebral.
Kenapa?
The way they move, instinctual in nature, really. The way they tackle and
Kenapa,
handle a lot
Ben?
of those clutches, and just the
Ya,
aim and the movement on
tiba-tiba
top
ada
of it.
subscribermu di situ gitu yang
It's
nonton
all
gitu.
there,
Terus
perfect package
beli
for a lot
stiker
of
tas
those
Sachi
players.
Hoshiko
So
gitu.
it is the
Subscribe
first
gitu.
obstacle that Sen have to
Anjir,
remove.
nggak usah lah.
Getting that confidence back.
Ramean masalahnya, ramean.
Making moves
Tenggelam
now towards
langsung,
mid though,
sekali ngecat.
creeping. It's more on
Ah,
crawling.
push B.
It's a kill
Oh
check.
no, the
There's no
elbow,
one
bro,
really to
elbow,
play
elbow,
with.
Biji
elbow.
mabuk,
Careful,
mabuk
elbow,
apa anjir?
bro.
Sehat gini kok.
All given up, so Meteor once more building up towards dimensional drift. On his way
So
through,
there's
be able to
trap
clear out
there.
the side as well. Basically, the human drone just spotting out.
Ah,
these
trap,
trips
trap, trap, trap.
Key.
Oh,
Wait a second,
shit,
JunQT
man.
is there onto the angle in time.
Bisa lolos kan
Punish
gitu.
the Lakia.
Kalau pakai
Aaron.
ini.
Chance really for him to clean
Wah,
up, but no, across
mati
their placement. Just
Karon.
wasn't expecting that one. The deep
Ah,
contact
elbow-nya
play
banyak banget
pushed
itu,
out
elbow-nya
the
banyak banget itu.
Sentinels. On the first
So
glance, it
good.
feels like
Piper!
they're in a really advantage situation.
Elbow-nya
Yeah,
Piper.
definitely. They're realizing the fact that Karen
Oh,
and
dia
Munchkin
tinggal
could be
elbow.
playing in very passive positions. They found them both. They even isolate Munchkin, who's so far away. And yes, this has taken a lot of time, but it's set them up in a great situation.
Anjing,
to win
5-5-nya
the
di
round.
belakang.
Chance of playing the lineups anymore for Munchkin. Meteor, Texture have to go absolutely massive, but he instantaneous there.
Oh,
with the
rame
trade
banget
and
itu,
shut
anjing.
down in time. So the Sentinels are willing to make it that repeat of what happened last time these two teams clashed here. That fourth one on the board, steadily, slowly but surely chipping
Ini
away.
kita
trying to
mainnya
make
ini
it
ya,
pretty
3
steep in the
duluan ya,
half.
yang 3
Look
duluan
how
nggak
John
sih?
gets at it. It's after the kill
Atau
streak came through,
dua-dua.
but it's this repush, not
Bisa
looking to
disorot
try to go for the
kameramen.
retake at all.
Bukan di live
Fully
chat masuk
waiting
Danger
to
tuh ada
try to
subscriber
flush
Sachi
out
di
Karen
bawah
and
nonton
Munchkin
terus
before
nulis
they
subscribe
ever go
Sachi.
towards side.
Oh,
It's a great adaptation.
nggak
It
akan
shows
boleh
that
lah, kan
they
ini kan
understand how Gen G are playing
harus
the post
tulisan yang
fights.
mendukung si
This is the kind of stuff that made
playernya
Sentinel split
atau
so
enggak
scary.
timnya.
You know, we'll forget about the last two times.
Oh iya, 3 duluan. Yang
Yeah,
dapat
I mean,
3 round
they've-
duluan
their
yang menang.
confidence knocked there as well. Tell that just from the way that the map veto ended up shaking out. Wasn't the first map that they ended up picking. Deep dive here, Texture want to take advantage of this one, but it's
They
broken.
missed second.
Sassy using it. They did miss second. Hello, spots it. Up in the air. It's all about the reactions. Follow through there just to close. Shorty defending the area.
Wah,
And
Sen, bro.
teammates flooding back in. All to his avail. Munchkin, though, has managed to get himself a gap into the A site, but the spike has been dropped down into the center of the mid, and it's all down to the individual plays. You can see Karon also thinking about the same thing here, and Munchkin. Little territory gain down into mid for Sen, but they
Yang gue merasa
keep their eye
terganggu
on
tuh
almost
ini
every
tau.
single angle
Kan
here.
ada
Guess what?
MC
Plenty of
on the
backs facing
spotnya.
away from them. Karon! It's the
Woohoo! Karon
and just
tuh.
like that,
Elbow las.
turned away, ripped away.
Elbow las.
What should have been a
Elbow.
slam dunk, Sen
Elbow.
left looking in every possible direction, barely able to
Nice!
Kena.
GNG, I love you!
Kieran with another one. Another death blow, a dagger to the heart of Sen. Another round where Sen getting themselves into
Oh
a
my
hugely advantaged position.
Nice, Karen.
But because they played this specific style of using second as bait and everybody flooding through from tunnel and double doors to try to help, they gave up the sights, and Gen G are just too smart with it. They
Let's
read
go,
it, they react
GNG. Let's
so
go, GNG.
quickly and get into positions
Mau GNG.
where players can pull off magic like that. Final round, Zekken glass cannon operator. You're watching here as he tries to take
Wow.
contact.
OP tuh defendernya anjing. Serem, gue mau masuk juga itu mah. Zekken lagi anjing.
Now, once more, Brent.
Blind.
Sassy drones
Ooh,
out through
ah.
B main, making
Uy.
it feel like
Gue kira tuh udah masuk anjir.
Deg-degan gue juga, Min.
But This
Serem
team
ya,
is so
serem ya,
smart.
serem.
They wait for a full commitment
Aku
before they
dukung yang
decide to
merah.
do stuff like that.
Yo,
Munchkin's the playmaker
Aku-
actually here, but his way all the way
Iya.
up through halls.
aku dukung yang menang nah
It's
ya.
not a full commitment on the A split just yet.
Quite.
Trying
Aku
to make a play or
takut.
get some
Please
info.
Jen menang
Does
Jen.
like to take the
I love you
initiative,
Jen. Ayo Jen. Jangan mengecewakan
Play to
aku.
watch for here,
please.
Meteor. Holding. Kibi's a util, potentially the flash there, I believe, in his hands,
Tuh,
but
gerce
thinking twice about it.
tuh kena OP-nya
Again, it's
anjir
just pure
hilang.
silence. They're letting
Nyawa.
Sentinel
Ini
stew.
kunci
Hoping that
kesabaran
they make a
anjir.
mistake.
No real reaction
no.
though from Sen.
Lihat, musuhnya
They're not gonna get baited
sabar.
into defensive
Giftennya
aggression.
juga
Now the drone.
sabar.
They should trigger that reaction with the knife down. Cancels it! Reactions there from Zekan. Repositions there with a dash, but might want another go. I think still with the door opened wide, he realizes it is back. He's open to two different directions, and he's really got to try and watch this one here, at least get some help from the rest of his team. GNG are moving into the opposite side of the map.
Yeah, they're going towards Zelsis, who's reinforced with John Cudy's utility.
Players haven't budged, snared into space. Celsius
Sabar,
hearing that one
sabar
broken,
gitu
now wants to
kan.
take the fight to him.
Sabar
Out
banget,
wide onto the
anjir.
wall here, Caron. He's worked and wiggled his
Trapped
way
for the
into the
updraft.
back of the side again. Back to it, reload! Oh my! 7 seconds left with the spike drop down. Sentinel
Wow,
surely a
Jen.
favourite, and yes, indeed they are. No chances here in the final round of this first half. Not for Munchkin. So maybe, gotta think it's a better look for Sentinels here on Breeze.
A much more competitive opening to this game on a map where most would write them off. GNG
Serem banget ya
dominated this
mainnya,
map when
anjir,
the
sabar
sights were
banget.
flipped last time we saw it. Here, great awareness, dodged the drone, used the knife to cancel
Tuh
it.
Yorunya salah
punished the
sih.
player
Tadi
coming in.
harusnya
There
dia
was a
pas
trip there
nge-push
onto
dia
Texture.
flash dulu.
He had to kind of adjust in mid-air, and Zelsis caught him.
Flash
plucked him
baru
out the air like a
TP.
butterfly.
Absolutely insane stuff for the first half. Guess what? Plenty more
Aku
left to
penasaran
go
tuh
as
spek
Breeze has sent it
isinya
down
apa
to the
ya?
analyst desk to discuss
Apa?
everything so far.
Ya spek PC.
Thank you so much.
Nggak tahu.
Wow,
Yang
what
Berteman.
a way to start things off. But let's just jump right into it. Our Verizon
Aku
high-speed
pengen banget beli
moment of the
boneka
match
ininya
came in
deh.
the first half. We had
Boneka
multiple, as a matter of
Wingman.
fact. It was kind of, you know, your
Pas
choice. Pick of
aku
the
mau
letter
beli,
here, High Park,
di Riot
because
kan.
Zekin,
Ada
this
di
kid
Riot
putting on a show
jualan.
today.
Yeah, I mean, just looks so
Tapi
clean
pengiriman
time
ke
and time
Indonesia
again.
nggak
These
ada.
high pressure
Sedih
scenarios as
anjir.
well. Last alive here, they're like back against
Pengen
the
banget gua
wall,
beli ya.
try and find a bailout round to really try and recover this. We're so used to seeing him now in this scenario.
Yeah.
And it's ridiculous.
Oh,
'cause this guy
kok
just
gue jadi
turned
kepikiran sesuatu ya?
19 in his
Dia mau
first
di
international
halftime.
final. He had that birthday while he was here in
Kepikiran
Spain. And the journey for
nyari
this guy has been
gambarnya,
long.
terus
When we first
taruh
saw him internationally, he was only
sampingnya
17 years old,
That's
playing with
wild.
XZ on
Yeah.
stage. At the time I
Impossible.
talked to, his parents were there with him, going along to
Wih,
Istanbul. But they've been with him the whole way. This is a picture from Americas of his grandma out with him, supporting in the crowd.
Mana dia?
He's a young guy, but he's had his family all the way behind him
hitam.
throughout his journey here in Valorant. And now he's at a point where he's in an
Wingman
international final
itu
and really
ada
in that
di-
discussion for best player in the world.
Yeah, what's so impressive here about Zekin is just not only does he carry himself like an absolute pro,
Riot.
but the man is just so meticulous in the server, High Park. But he's going to need to continue to output more if this team wants to get back into
Yeah,
it.
definitely. I mean, Josh was leaning on this in the cast as well. You've got people on the other side, Texture and Meteor to really overcome. Karen obviously being the clutch master on that controller role. Zekin's definitely going to have his hands full today. He wants to continue frontline versus this Gen G roster.
Genji's
Kenapa
post line's
karakter
got
gua
them
diem
a great half here, but their comp
Astaga.
also excels in the retakes. They have a lot of util to bully Sentinels
masukin
out. Genji looking
gambar.
strong in this first map.
Yeah, it's going to be very, very difficult here for Sentinels and for Genji.
Oh,
Hey,
cara
it ain't going to be a
masukinnya.
walk in the park either. I'm expecting some fireworks in this second half. Let's send it back over to Brennan Sideshow.
The pistol round is where it really needs to start here for Sentinels. I mean, we've already been highlighting the real importance of it. Gen G winning, was it 6 out
kenapa
of
gua
6
jadi
when they
double
last
anjing?
played each other?
Yeah, so now 7 out of 7. And heading into the 8th, Sen need to be able to get some of those online. And this is the half where we saw Sen have no success. Kaplan said that
Mana
they
cara
came in with
upload ya?
an anti-strat that they thought would work, but called it wishful thinking in
Kenapa
hindsight.
gua tutup
He's
aja?
Meteor just taking that fight straight up.
Good punish though. A lot of damage. Yeah, it saw the
Iya,
kill,
Genji,
but they
don't
forced
die,
that back.
Genji, don't die.
Denied Genji a little bit of space. And now this drone's really going to make it feel like it's a commitment into B. Instead, the spike is going in the completely opposite direction. I think this is looking more like an
Anjim,
A split
Karonnya
where you
kalap
rely on the
anjim.
fact that Zekan
Ya
has holds
gimana,
control.
Sa?
Gen G, they do play to those sound cues. Oh my, just missing a chance.
Biasanya
Tiny
nggak
there for Tens, but
nggak
with the orb
Karen
now,
yang jago.
Bloomed and
menurut
blossomed
gua.
can start
Karen
to
lumayan
get
lah.
a move on
Karen
onto the
lah.
A side
Tapi yang
still.
pertama tetap Texture.
Caron.
Oh,
Locked down into
Texture
the
nggak
corner
keluar
position.
sini.
Guess what? Zekan punishing the rotation. And 3 heads roll. Down and out here. Caron blinded as anything.
Oh,
Cannot let his
Caron.
fight out. Zekan They're chanting for it. You can feel it, the roar of the crowd behind him. He knows what they want.
Ten spots him.
Munchkin spotted. Ow! Wow!
Denied, but
Tuh,
that
tuh,
is
ada
the
banjir
first
kepres tuh.
pistol
Banjir.
that Sen have put on the board.
Enggak,
The
aku
rivalry that's
apa?
blossoming
Nama aku lewat di
between
live chat.
these two teams. And what a
Namamu.
fantastic attack side strat that is. So much better against GNG than what they were pulling out in the third map of the upper bracket final.
Ntar, gue
They
mau
call a
masang.
fake, they use the advantage of having map control, they use
Lupa
holes
lagi
against a
caranya.
team that has a
Babi.
solo initiator. It just ticks every single box to me. Learning from the failures of
Cara
before.
masang ini kayak apa?
How rotating
PNG
every
gitu
GNG
di
play. I mean, maybe a bit of fake
Itu kan ada import karena sebelahnya cancel tuh.
Sentinels ordered.
Emang iya?
Clearly doing that
Yang
prep work here. Now the
abu-abu itu
orbs
apa nih?
Select.
farmed up, granted
Select,
forward,
select.
Ah,
not
nggak
too much
kelihatan gitu.
pushback. Of course, got to be aware there's always a chance that they could fight back.
Dia
There's
tuh
a
di
slight bit of danger in this
foldernya,
round,
nggak
Brent,
salah.
because Meteor managed timing the recon dart that Sachi threw.
Nah,
Into
Bukan ini
mid.
kayak
itu
dimasukin
ada
ke
di-
foldernya
No idea that
ini
Meteor's
klubnya
positioned
di
this deep, but no one on
Tutup.
Sen looks like they want to get into that area
Terus
at all.
cari bros.
Sen running a
Salah.
default looking a little more like when Loud
Bros
played against
local
GenG,
file.
not going for the early round group ups in A main, but happily now grouping up together to make sure that they can trade out the lower eco players. And like I said, I don't think they
Meteor.
realize that Meteor is this deep.
Meteor going for walkabouts as a face early on. John surely hearing this one now, facing him, but it's too much to overcome there. Meteor with that Sheriff, and again, a bit of stray damage through tens. Let's try and at least lock this one down to the side of the
He
smoke.
missed it.
Oh, but they have
Oh.
found him. Right-click bundle diff, apparently so. 3 players still left to stand here for Meteor. Find that one, maybe could be a chance, but it does go down in the end. Traded with the nade, flushed out wide, and found in the
Nah.
end. There it is.
Udah. Harusnya udah masuk.
It is a conversion for Sen. It looked
Tapi di
a
mana?
little
Oh, nih.
difficult to be able to get across the line. It's
Item
always
order
going to be
satu
tough
di
when
depan,
GenG have smokes that you have to play
smoothingnya
around. They're
zero,
flashing
tim
into the
item.
smoke here to blind Karen. Clearly they have a good understanding of how Karen's going to be playing.
Oke.
I think one of the
Buset,
key
gede banget,
antis
bro.
that they came into the last time on Breeze was that knifing Karen so that he can't use pulls. They thought that would give them easy access to the A site.
Banjir.
In fact, GenG have way more layers to it than that, but you can start to see Sen
Tony
looking
kenapa
to break them
kameranya?
down. And now coming into a bonus round.
Nah.
Do we have another great strategy called here by the brain trust of John and Kaplan? And Drew as well. I should give credit to my kilt-wearing neighbor from the north.
Nah,
Should, yeah.
cakep.
Nah, gini kan
Takes a
enak.
village,
Screenshot
after
dulu
all.
deh.
But it has been evened up in terms of that score
Apa
line,
itu?
7-2-7, and like you said, the bonus round is where
Buat ini promot-promot.
look to see if they can get over that
Kan belum
hurdle
ini.
here. Texture,
Iya,
Story.
iya.
toast.
Boleh, boleh,
Okay,
boleh.
not going to be able to play anti towards that one, and everybody playing inside this cloud burst, not expecting it. He pounces up,
77 dong.
already just locks that one down. These Sentinel players are left scrambling and wondering exactly where these players
Aduh,
are
di
coming
set satu,
from.
di set satu. Set satu, kanan satu. Come on.
Smoke to play in 4-10s here, but how do you really overcome
Nice,
this? You
pas.
just can't.
Gimin.
It's just raw
Nice.
mechanical
Nice
prowess on
texture.
display.
I love you texture.
An easy one is what it feels like here for GenG, overcoming all sorts of obstacles that were thrown
Aman
at
kan
them.
streamnya? Bagus kan?
And I think
Mana,
that's an
mana,
example
mana.
of what was going wrong for Sen last time. GenG are just so good when it comes to defending the standard hits. And this is a very standard A
bonekanya.
split that Sentinels send in. GenG's crossfires are amazing.
Minumku habis.
Karen can always play around Pyramid because he has smokes to dip and dive inside of. And then you have Lakia up towards stairs, Texture in that gutter.
Come on.
They've always got triangles going on that are extraordinarily difficult to break. The weakness with GenG's defense is to do with Lakia and him being overstretched, having to run around
Aduh,
halls.
Sumpah.
Nest.
Real
Pakaian
opportunity for Zen
alam
to get
gitu
that
aja.
punishment. You are right, it is that weakness. That's why they have to put bodies into it. But now a double walk up and phase. Second, got to be ready for this one here. Is it going to be cleared? It's an off angle. Lakia in the crosshair, precisely on exactly where it needed to be.
Yeah, great re-clear. GenG are going to go for those occasionally because that is the weakness of their composition and they need to make sure that they have info in that area of the map. Meteor going for an info peek when they're up
Aduh,
5v4.
Everybody's got their backs turned to every possible position. Texture, though, seems to be more aware of it than he is. Shuts down John QT. Sassy out in the open. Done into the back of the side, and it is traded and cleaned up by 10 still. Only 2 to left stand here for Sentinels. We'll get control of the B side and the plan online. Even more so to try and overcome Texture, Lakia and Caron taking their time with it.
They know that Celsius does not have the orb on the spike. They can see that over towards mid. So he's probably not playing post plants, probably on site with 10s.
All up. Reclear. Just feeling unsafe, but they do take control of main once more. They can play this post plant from this position still. Smokes are
Tapi tadi
available.
oh iya ini.
Is Caron puts that one up, but a kill found still. It's down to just 10s.
He's got to do it all.
Does have a nade, but still he's got to deal with this. And what a play to make. Texture so damn aware, but there's the shot still. Will the nade land in time? Lakia's sticking. Spam damage! He's just about got it! Unbelievable from 10s!
Unbelievable.
Dikit lagi anjir.
That is cold! That split-second decision to pull out the fragment grenade and make sure that you have additional damage. What a 1v3!
That's on a knife's edge though, isn't it? Look at it. But my god. Look at it slow down.
Dikit lagi anjir.
Very, very close. He's drawn the game back 8-8, where SEN actually have the economy advantage, putting together much better rounds, using more of the map. And GNG, even though they're finding advantages, letting that one slip away. This time, Munchkin going wandering, tucking underneath where John Cudie's playing. This is always a dangerous spot.
Anjir di bawah lu.
Obviously a risk.
Atas
If the player
bawah.
on window
Oh my
checks,
god. What
you're
the
just
fuck.
100% dead.
Merinding aku coy yang itu kalau di jumpscare dari atas itu.
Absolutely worthwhile.
Oh yeah,
Bawah.
time to do it.
And of course,
Anjir.
he will be able to hear rotates if they go heavy towards B.
Gergetan
And he'll hear them
anjir.
early enough to call those defensive positions.
Back here with the Bucky. I think he's going to be going for a peek here. Still wants to hold that close angle. The dart broken. It's going to be pulling players actually. Reaction out of Gen G, thinking that, okay, well, his presence there, but now the drone adds another level to it. A bit of confusion into the camp for Gen G, wondering where the hell are these players landing.
Viper
With only 40
sabar banget
seconds
lihat
left.
Viper
Time could
anjir.
start to become a problem, but Texture, he was the
Oh,
real
Texture.
danger in this round, at least with those
Texture,
knives. And with him
kenapa
shut down,
kamu?
now it opens
Nice.
wide with Munchkin.
Munchkin
Immediately
sabar
there.
banget gila,
No
Munchkin.
command sent. Flying Bucky Gaming! Lakia dropping 10 straight down to it. Removes him from the fight. A main control. Granted and gained, tucks it up and doubles up. Now with the drone over, an attempt to punish. Caron running and gunning. Celsius time, 12 seconds left. He needs to find this kill, but the rifle has been handed
Nice
over,
one.
and so is the
Oh, no.
spike. John QT, head on a swivel. Too much to deal with, too much to overcome.
Nice.
And surrounded,
Nice,
man.
Jen.
Surrounded.
Jen,
That's the
come on,
value
Jen.
of Gen G taking risks. I'm telling you, Munchkin tucking into that spot. You won't see him do it
Kenapa sih
often
mereka
on a
harus
rifle
streaming
round.
malam-malam gitu?
But what a timing to do
Kita
it.
kan
And
bisa tidur
Lakia,
ya.
he gets the perfect glimpse of 10s right before that. But also, they had no idea that Caron had already pushed down through halls and was in this
Wait,
position.
habis itu.
10s is comment that there's
dapat.
only one person in A main there for sure. Because they just had no clue that the Astra was also ready, holding Lakia's back during the drone. And just like that, all of 10's good work in the 1v3 undone in a moment.
Right back at it with the economical disadvantage.
And from watching Gen G, they love using Meteor's ult to help them defend sites. It might seem weird using the Aura ult. That means there's another player that can't.
Hello, huge pick.
Tekstur, kamu
Adversary as well, the
kenapa?
Nemesis on the other side of things. A clear win con is that Zekin can shut
Gua
down
kalau kayak
Texture.
gitu gue
As a
marahin.
player,
Jadi kosnya gue
fast
marahin
reaction
ya.
going to be
Jen.
called here. And Neurotheft
Kamu
gives him a
kenapa
lot of
tekstur?
information. Hunter's
Where are
Fury,
you,
Sassy's
man?
hoping that he can at least set this one up. Meteor, out wide here with a dimensional drift. He was hoping for a chance to really get that punish onto Sassy, but it's all cancelled in time, and now the rest of his team flooding in. Munchkin spots it, just the shoulder, and finally
Nice
the kill.
banget.
Straight to the dome, a wider peak indeed, but this is going to be face down and sprayed through entirely. 10s finally deals with him. Pesky intruder to a site that should have been theirs. And Lakia is out wide, firing that util. A pull already going to be used and
Yo,
utilised.
dua-dua di set,
Three
dua-dua di
players
set.
left standing now for Gen G. Meteor already in
Nice, last set,
position.
last set.
A
Come on,
1v2 for
come on.
Celsius. Doesn't know where they are. Wall up, reposition spots. Caron, splash. Blinded himself.
What?
Caron with the follow-up.
What?
Gen G bailing themselves out of a rough spot there.
What?
But I think one of the key problems is that when Sentinels got in position to try to hit
What?
the B site, I believe Zeken's
Oh,
waiting for another piece of
Munchkin.
utility
Munchkin
there.
lagi OP nih.
He's just delaying, waiting
Yeah.
to peek at the right time and
Sachi
set up
reaction
Munchkin for
akun
the
biasanya
triple kill.
nobar. Ya udahlah, bodo amat.
Lah nggak
If they
apa-apa.
had been able to move a little faster and had that set up a little quicker,
Konsep
Munchkin
pun
probably ends up
deg-degan
just going
gitu.
something like 1-for-1. Senna in a much better spot. Nevertheless, that was an eco round for them.
Kita nggak main tapi ikut tegang anjir.
Deg-degan, men.
Rifles again online. And Sen
Enggak, masalah gue taruhan 2 orang nih.
big ults for GNG.
Taruhan 2 orang, dua-duanya dukung
So far
Sen
this
dan
map, I mean,
gue
it's just
dukungnya
been
Gen.
tenuous
Aduh.
tightrope walk, hasn't it? Either side, just Thrifty's making it nice and even, potential
Udah lah.
chance, but overall GNG
Stres
just
dikit.
holding that edge.
Gue berasa
They saw
jadi
Lakia
coach gitu
droning
kayak, ayo lah
Through double
Kemon.
doors there, so
Ayo
they should have an
guys,
idea that there
taruhan
aren't so many
bro.
players halls unless it's being pushed. But that's not where Sentinels are going. Looking instead to dominate mid and set up this line. Karen is sometimes going to peek that, but it doesn't look like this round.
Textures planted himself onto the half wall. He's locking directly down into the tunnel angle.
Can they cause a distraction in B main that pushes people into Zeken's crosshair?
It's all about the reactions, but Texture, of course, is favoured. On land, already in position. It's all on Zeken. Celsius seeking to just sow that chaos and
Texture
discord
back
into the
one.
map. And
Ayo
this is the
masih
pit laid
yuk,
down.
balik lagi yuk Texture, let's
GNG,
go.
I feel it really imperative to try and clear this one, but they're already just losing players. Sentinels toppling like flies. Tens, he has worked his way deep. Gate crash now into the back of the site, so Meteor's going to be rejoining his team, and they have reinforced that area with 20 seconds left.
jangan
What's
bang,
the call? Jumping.
Oh, untung gak
Way
kena.
and on high, but still they're
Enggak.
surrounded with this pit. How did they even get themselves into the site? It's 12 seconds time working against them again. Lakia
10 seconds
to
left.
play to do the most. Spoiler, there it is. Finally spraying them through with 5 seconds down. No chance of sticking. I don't believe there's any time. And even if there was, Lakia could have absolutely sealed it up anyway. Beautiful work from GNG.
And that round should be the first nail in the coffin here for map 1.
Let's go, let's go, let's go.
They're going to push Sentinel's economy down into a really rough spot again. And Texture opening things up. It just looks so simple from his point of view. All of these
Yang
GNG
deg-degan
players,
cuma playernya.
they're so skilled, they
Playernya harus
make it look
mikirin
easy.
penontonnya yang
It
sudah
certainly
mendukung dia. Deg-degan juga ya.
Almost every other team has struggled to deal with
Tapi ya,
Sentinels.
yang gue gak suka
GNG.
dari apa ya, kayak
Wiping
lomba-lomba
them
gini.
This is a map
Kan
where
ada yang
they're
nonton ya,
sure, it's
terus ada
closer than it
MC
was
yang
last
ngomong
time.
on the spot dong.
But it's
Biar bikin
remarkable
intense gitu.
as Sen take a time out.
Sedangkan
What
lu pakai
GNG have
headset
done
tuh kan
with this
tembus
squad.
kadang suaranya.
This is
kan.
not like Sen where it's big
Berisik
heavy hitters
gak sih?
return into the stage looking for redemption.
Parah.
Berisik ya,
GNG.
anjir.
This is a new roster. Sure, some people have been here before, but others brand new to a stage
Kadang-kadang
like
casternya
this.
ini kan ngomongnya kedekatan sama Mick jadi kalah gitu.
Beating out DRX becoming the top Korean team, beating PaperX becoming the top Pacific team, and then beating every other team in Madrid playoffs
Berisik nembusnya
to
sih.
find themselves here with
Tuh
Map V2
intensnya di
advantage.
situ.
in
Itu
the
kebalik
grand
tulisannya.
finals. 2 rounds away from
Iya
locking
kah?
Map 1
Nih.
with Map V2 advantage
Iya anjir.
in the grand final on stage.
Just having fun. They're happy on stage. Just having fun. They're happy to be here. And yeah, I mean, listen, the pressure probably would have gotten to some of these players a little bit ahead of time when they're playing against the top,
Gila.
at the time, Korean team. That was DRX.
Namanya gila.
Even in just the kickoffs.
Uhuy.
I mean, GNG, this is a squad that was put together and really had a tremendous amount of doubters.
Ah,
They
anjir
have
nih
slowly but surely
di
knocked down
server
every
Dikos
single obstacle they
link-linknya
faced
cuma
and
disaji
more.
semua anjir.
Now the
Tiga-tiga.
pressure is on Sen's side.
Apa?
They've taken
Kenapa?
this tactical time
Enggak,
out.
aku
It's
kan
gonna be for this round.
share ini loh, share streammu itu loh Ji.
Them
Ah,
forcing
Isi
up, trying to
di
stop
setiap
GNG from
Discord
getting to
server
12.
isinya punya semua anjir.
Jump peek there in case Texture was on the angle.
Punya aku semua.
Isinya iya
Deep knife.
langsung 3 stream sehari
Covered
kan.
across as well, looking to try and split
Buset.
themselves into B. Now there are players here, great dash forwards
Jen,
with that
buta.
flash. It's all combined and calculated. Munchkin layers it down now
He
with the
pits.
pits. Dropping down in this position. He's already found Celsius. Where's the follow-up? Where's the follow-through?
Nice
It's not
Jen,
there.
nice Jen.
They're on the supportive util, the smoke to just prop it up and divide up the entirety of the site. And now a tasty morsel has been claimed with the spike drop down. The advantage again.
Nah itu
rolling
yang
its
3
way for
orang di belakang
GNG.
bantuin apa?
Sentinels that are forced to
Kasian
react.
Vipernya anjir.
Unbelievable play from Munchkin. How he's got the
Masuk,
awareness
setnya
and the
masuk.
composure to
Itu
do that.
kenapa masih
Boggles the
menahan
mind.
si Tiamit ya? Masuklah.
This is an almost
Viper depan
impossible spot
depan
for Zeken
spike
and John
anjir.
find themselves
Ada
in.
yang bantuin,
GNG not
Cok.
giving them anything. Diligence off the charts here.
No crumbs.
Slight jiggles onto the angle.
Anjing serem banget.
Never overextending.
Ya Allah.
30 seconds
30 seconds
remaining.
left.
Texture Stray shot fired here, potentially just catching a glimpse. Opens wide again, John QT, that was his only chance, but
there goes the op.
Is there, op down, still 18 left, and they have to deal with Munchkin. Smoke down, grabbed and out, dash forwards, but Munchkin again, they weren't expecting it right from behind. It's the IGL Oasis.
Nice,
And credit where credit is due for this guy. Munchkin, one of the players with the most international experience. He's been to these events before, but guess what? On a completely different team. And the deepest runs he's ever been. 9th to 10th.
Munchkin bro. Tapi emang Phantom tuh
Pushing
sebenarnya
up with
OP
an
kalau
ace
jarak
to
deket
get to
ya.
map point in the first of the grand finals. And
Bong,
not just any old ace, not an eco ace, in an incredibly important round under so much pressure, pitting, running towards his opponents, making a mockery of them. Sen have to force up again, but it's odds and ends. It's not looking strong.
Scraps, man. Pure scraps. Take flight. Gonna have to drag it into that territory to stand a chance in this round against GNG.
Midnya
And I think they
kosong.
found the most
Midnya
success
3
when they've
orang,
tried to
4 orang.
find people, push people into aggressive positions, but that's almost impossible to feel good about lurking and then taking
Tapi
a
midnya
1v1
selalu kosong
if your
ya.
player has, you know, a bulldog or a stinger even.
Yeah.
You just don't feel
Main
favored.
ginian tuh ya, gerak satu langkah aja mikir dulu.
Texture, opping.
Soalnya kan
known.
the real deg-degan gitu ya.
That little
The
bit
real
of fear, that little bit of
champion
doubt
nih
into
bro
the back
gitu loh.
of your minds. John QT, it's all about
Kiri,
the corners
kiri.
being cleared, and guess what? Doesn't look like he wants to open himself up to it.
Don't tell me saya pernah
not thinking
ngecek.
about it.
Not thinking about it at all. Latvia, punishment is there in place, over the top with the knives, dodging, dashing, and away.
Oke,
One blade
masuk
left.
satu.
The second needs that rejuvenation. He's got it, but instantly again, Caron, the trade is there.
Caron, ayo Caron.
Fundamentals off the bloody chart for GNG, and this is it.
Nah, itu-
Surely with the map, push into the positions,
buta
already
dah.
there. Clone revealed the position, flash through into the box. Sassy's out wide and alone. Scared for his life, too much to deal with, indeed. GNG lead the charge here in our
Let's
grand
go.
finals of Madrid, taking map 1.
Looking calm and collected doing it too. It could be a long series, but GNG are going to try and wrap it up as quickly as possible. They had the double map bans. They got to pick the first,
sakit betul.
and they've set the tempo.
Curang
Certainly closer than
Karonnya,
last time.
oh
but as soon as
curang.
GNG
Munchkin
got
aja
the
ace
defense
tadi.
side,
Anjing,
it looked like some of the same difficulties again.
Absolutely, plenty of questions up in the air as well. Bind is up
Wah,
next.
ini
Sa, lu
Sa,
sini aja Sa, nonton bareng gua Sa.
So far at this tournament, what are they going to be coming out with here in our grand finals?
Dari mana strategi anjing?
Apa?
Holy shit, man. HSK ya ngaco anjing, bisa baca sentinel anjing, ampun anjing.
HSK saha anjing?
Nah, analisnya GNG ya.
Oh, maksudnya bisa baca orangnya di mana?
Anjing jago anjing, ampun.
Ampun.
Masih ada 4 map tersisa.
Ayo Sa, deg-degan gue juga Sa.
Masih bisa menang 3-1, masih bisa.
Iya masih bisa, 3 duluan kan, anjing lah.
Hey guys, it's Jimmy Lin. In this series, I'm going to walk you through attack on Pearl. Watch out for the
Yalah, gua
stairs,
pengen
clear
bandel,
this
woy.
angle. You're going to be able to fight this.
Bundle sentinel gratis kan lumayan.
Anjir.
Kalau enggak jadi beli sentinel, lagi beli Peprex doang ya.
Gue pengen beli janji kalau janji menang. Kalau enggak ngapain? Ya cuma yang pertama juga misalnya yang menang SEN. Butuh apaan gitu? Bagus gak sih laptop Omen anjir?
Mahal.
Oh iya.
Ngambil sendiri kan ngapain kan mendingan kita taruh.
Red Bull gives you wings.
Kalau
Red
sentinel
Bull
menang lu
give
beli
you
dua, anjing.
wings aja.
Kalau Genji menang ini anjing, rungkat namanya anjing.
Kenapa?
Dealnya kan gitu anjing. Kemarin.
Oh iya enggak, maksudnya kan ya
Iya,
gue kira kenapa sama si Sen.
Ngapain,
Gue
anjing,
takut
double
copyright, gue
nothing.
nunggu mulai aja. 3 menit berasa time out anjir, sumpah. Berasa time out ini kalau kita cancel pick. Kena banned 3 menit ya. Tapi mereka
Anjing,
berarti
masa udah rungkat lagi ini.
Berarti mereka istirahatnya bentar banget ya? Iya gak sih?
Kan gak langsung main ya.
Enggak, maksudnya istirahatnya cuma 3 menit. Abis ini kan pasti mulai lagi gitu loh.
Ya kan gak langsung main, total 10 menit. Kan dia balik lagi, belum lagi yang iklan M-Lab dulu. 10 menit palingan.
Kayak deg-degan mati lah.
Udah final ngejar ini kali, ngejar durasi.
Ngejar durasi. Enggak, emang maksud gue dari kemarin juga istirahatnya bentar banget. Ini kan live gitu ya. Berarti kan mereka istirahatnya bentar banget ya. Gila.
Pengen beli mouse baru anjing mahal.
Sablen tuh sa.
Elesan.
Anti-sen, we still got the next
Support
maps, we
aku
got
dong
this.
gitu. Nah itulah.
Astraya. Oh ini Twitter on the spot ya, anjir. SS-nya cepet banget ya, gimana cara di ngeditnya anjing. Munchkin Ace, hashtag Valorant Master. Oh ya tadi Kedai main ya? Kedai tuh main di sini tah.
Aduh.
Iya di sini. Nah, menunggu kan, kita lihat dulu.
Twice for the half shield and full shield, effectively talking about the difference between one shot with the Vandal or 2 shots with the rifles. So I mean that's why it makes it super squishy inside those smokes. So outside of that, you really have to respect sitting inside these smokes, challenging them, because we see that now in the meta so commonly.
Yeah, that was one of the things that we kind of got. You know, we felt good about smokes in the kind of post-death world is they're usually kind of symmetric. People can sneak into them. Sometimes there are timings where things get a little spicy. So I just wanted to give Clove a little bit of a tool to, you know, if they have the read that there's an opponent there, use the ability to punish them.
It's great to see its versatility.
Ini tuh dia main apa sih? Maksudnya pelengkap doang ya? Main gitu doang ya?
Relatively close to ult, 3 away. Mixwell quite some way off. Smoke there towards Tree. Fugu looking to take that space potentially off the back of the owl drone as well.
Not ready yet.
Again, I feel like they found their rhythm towards the A side, starting to look more comfortable here, but a lovely bomb flash in the swing. Good trade though, Fugu, and the pressure. If Mimi had been able to outdo Black, that was the sight on Raps. Not the case. Black holds very well. And now we got to look towards where the hell that spike's going. Trying to find a little info. Spots no one out by Wine. So again, knowing they're still drifting around here, Mixwell making their way over towards short too.
Jarang ya di turnamen kalau lihat ini ya.
Oh, pakai agent baru ya? Oh, agent barunya ini.
Yeah,
nobody looking towards.
Nice.
This is Mimi's smoke too that they're creeping through in Tree.
With the contact, that's it. Look at the lovely synergy, forcing Mixwell to respond and trade it out by Fugu. But time, 10 seconds now. Fugu in a 1v2. Needs that plant, Fugu.
Kayaknya harus deh.
There's a keyboard mash going on right now.
Hero-nya harus yang.
Is this keybind diff?
Oh no, the setup's not there. What's happened, Fugu?
Emang ya?
Iya.
Oh no.
Sumpah.
Going on right now.
Masih bisa milih smoke kayaknya, masih bisa nyalain smoke-nya.
Bring Kevin, the producer, out to pick up. Are you ready to cast? It's just. But actually, Mixwell catching up. Hold the angle down. I feel like I haven't kept track of Ult's progress in a long time. But actually, Mixwell catching up pretty well here, Mike. He's right back within touching distance of Mimi, who went for a tear here. Just hold the angle down exceptionally low. That's a bit of a problem. Gonna hear the ult being popped. Leviathan fell there.
I think he just got double shot.
Yeah, he must have
done.
Ultinya
lu bisa hidup lagi langsung. Tapi lu harus bunuh orang, kalau enggak lu mati.
We go Mixwell.
Oh, jadi lu harus dapat 1 kill gitu.
Iya, lu dibunuh orang, terus lu bisa hidup lagi kan. Hidupnya itu ntar goyang-goyang gitu, bisa kayak Reina waktu lagi dismiss. Cabut dulu kan, cari tempat aman. Nah, lu harus bunuh atau ngasih orang. Baru lu ntar hidup permanen. Kalau enggak ntar ada waktunya lu mati.
Tar, coba lihat ya. Nih orang ada skill. Oh ini.
That's beautiful work from Mimi, showing this in pure action. Stunning. Mimi flexing a little bit. Hitbox. Give him a chance back in 2v2. Black still low. Booby trying to hold to his side. Gets overwhelmed. Hitbox back in 1v1.
Terlalu OP anjing.
Already down so low on HP.
Belum tentu ya bisa langsung digebuk.
They've done it. Black Bulls game back on.
Gila.
And that's the scenario we were talking about earlier. Mimi obviously running forward, playing very, very aggressive because you have that get out of jail free card.
Mimi akun baru. Kan pakai hero baru tuh susah ya? Mereka udah dapat akses sebelumnya apa pas di game ini dong bermake ya?
Early opening double shocked our pick.
Susah.
And then the 3K to clutch out the round, that was big.
Ridiculous, right?
Hidup.
No, the dynamic of this in my head is just going to
Itu cuma sekali ya, gak bisa kayak berulang-ulang kali.
Iyalah sekali, gila.
Situations that aren't sitting
Berkali-kali
maybe
hidup
an
mulu.
as said, a 2v3, but you got a bit of space maybe, where you feel like you could utilize this ult, and you still have that
Jadi mirip KO sih
but that
sebenarnya.
ability to kind of readjust once you come back in, so you're not instantly punished. So again, there's so much versatility to this. Hitbox getting proactive though, clean shot on YJJ this time.
Kayu harus dihidupin
Not allowing any of those shotguns to be unleashed.
Iya sih.
Mixwell
Mandiri.
already. So we noted Mimi's invested just last round.
Ini kalau pas mati,
hidup lu bisa
nge-skill
geser
gitu.
Progress across the map, but you can
Smoke
see Hitbox
doang.
getting curious towards middle.
Terus ultinya
Smoke-nya
pas
kan kayak
kapan?
Brimstone. Ya ultinya ya 7 atau 8 poin lu pencet dulu.
Oh, pencet dulu baru mati gitu ya.
Iya, lu emang yakin bakal mati. Antara lu pencet dulu atau ntar pas lu mati lu bisa mencet ultinya gitu loh.
Nah itu, penasaran gue ini. Ini ada ultinya nih dia nih.
Ada tandanya gitu loh, pas lu mati ntar ada tanda lu bisa hidup lagi. Pas lu pencet lu kabur dulu sebentar, nah kabur itu pendek banget.
Backhanding, but here we go.
Oh, pencet pas mati men. Pencet mas mati itu.
Berarti nyawa kedua kan?
Gak bisa, harus dikejar. Iya harus dikejar.
Skill 3-nya dia juga ini lagi. Skill 3-nya dia kayak ISO kan nambahinnya nih. Kayak Reina lah, nambah nyawa tambahan.
Emang iya?
Habis bunuh orang lu pencet itu ntar lu dapet nyawa kenceng.
Tapi 1 doang.
Iya sekali doang ya, mau berapa kali anjing kalau
C-nya buat
2 kali
apa?
curang.
C-nya apa?
C itu skill berapa sih?
Kupu-kupu, iya 1.
Satunya yang tadi kan, yang mecahin DK.
Armor,
Oh, ya,
kayak ini kayak ISO skill.
Iya skill yang kencengnya itu. Kena alarm buat killjoy ya sama.
Oh ya itu.
Kecium anjingnya Sky tapi nggak kena stunnya.
Oke, dia starting bro.
Method to this madness you love to see it. There's a game of I mean, you know, there's the battle of the coaches and the picks and where we're
Itu yang lu mau, ini yang lu mau ya.
Game, and that is also part of this journey that we've been seeing both of these teams go on, where they're against their opponent, they're trying to play their game, but in this format right now, you kind of have to manipulate it to your favor.
Yeah, I mean, but it's a big question mark for me. You talk about expected results and expected scenarios with the map pool. Let's not forget what's happened with Split, right? Even across the map pool, there's questions sure of how deep the strength of the Sentinels, but if that's kind of the MO coming in, Gen G were the team to kind of throw that off balance, right?
Yeah, I mean they were the team who
Jalannya depan
dominated
muka,
them on
guys.
Split.
Exactly,
The fact that it's been their home this entire
Udah
tournament.
langsung
Even
curi aja
back in
pulang.
Americas, they looked incredible there. So honestly,
I mean, they rattled them so much that they gave them the play. They gave Paper X the playbook.
Deg-degan banget sih pasti.
Last time.
I mean, it is crazy to think that Sen has lost their best map twice in a row now, and I'm not gonna focus on hindsight because they were amazing at that map, and they
It
still
takes
are.
nothing away, but I think it gives massive
Mereka
credit to the teams that can dislodge that sort of state.
And it really goes to show how close all these top teams are. that you can big up all the fundamentals, all the ideas Sentinels take,
And
but it just takes one good day of prep, one good team showing up, and that can really change.
All right, well, we do have the agent select coming up here. We'll see what we end up getting. And again, I think really it's just, as we keep saying, you know, High Park is just going to come down to the margins really at the end of the day.
Kayaknya ini Sen yang menang deh. Tahu nggak kenapa?
Yeah, don't expect any changes here. We're not
Gua
seeing
nggak
any,
yakin
obviously,
tekstur
Gen G
pakai rahasia
previously,
anjir.
whether or not this is a comfort pick for them coming out of the grand finals.
Kemarin
I
imba
only saw
gitu
2
ya.
occurrences of it regionally, but they look damn good at that.
Kemarin
Close
imba
fought affair
gitu
with
dia pakai
DRX, sure, but that finals
Bagusan
versus Fake Rex,
Jet.
this was the home stretch for them.
Jetnya punya my power juga ya.
Jet OP anjir udah gila.
Sentinels can re-clear extremities, can have that dizzy back online. Gen G on the other hand doesn't.
Ya baiklah gimana lah.
Masa rumah
Let's go ahead and send it to your cast. We got Sideshow, and I had to say, Brent, the birthday boy. Love you, buddy.
Match terakhir deh yang gue tonton. Off
Thank
gue.
you very much. Yeah,
Tidur gue.
mine being a stage that has been set here between these two teams now for map number 2.
3-2-an masih satu ronde lagi mau 2 pun. Anjir. Belum lagi comeback 3-2 anjing berapa jam itu.
Madrid just before it all
Kensa.
And yeah, some question marks really about their play, about Sen's preparation, how comfortable they are going to be heading into this. Now clearly there is some level of that. It was the first map the Sentinels got their pick off when they actually got to wrangle that map, pull that map veto out of the hands of Gen G.
Pissed around again. Very clear focus. Gen G looking to fight over Shower's control. That's where Tens and Zekken both are.
They are rapid onto the corner here. White face, 3 players though left to fight them. Tens tailing it out of there. Backs away. The smoke dropped down.
Iya men, 2 orang men.
Ini dia men.
Ciao men.
Another fight immediately
Besok berarti Pak udah tinggal beli Peperek sama Carmin aja.
Trying to make sure that nobody walked up behind the Viper wall.
Sentinel kan udah dibeliin kalau menang.
Trying to take that kind of play, hoping to catch a timing on Munchkin. Had he gone for that?
Gue mau beli Gen G kalau Gen G menang. Kalau kalah ngapain anjing?
He's already used one of his flashes just to let him know that Fountain was clear at the beginning of the round.
Gitu loh.
Now like here at Munchkin, gaining information, peeking into John.
John should see this, as you said here, with the jiggle. A little bit of damage done.
But John, look, not pushed off that angle. So still getting information that Hookah is clear. That's going to keep 2 players over towards A.
Oh, dilem 2 orang, dapat dua-duanya enak itu.
Open up A as the weak site. It's not going to be the case. Zels is still with Molly.
Lain apa-apa itu.
Soldo will be about to be set up here. Now, what's the emphasis being placed towards this A side? With the dogs straight through to Molly doing a bit of damage. Has slowed them down. They realize Showers is open. The reposition out into the back of the site. Dizzy up and away. Broken in place. Sassy, good kill. Wingman with the swing. They are absolutely running over these Gen G players. It was the fast TP and a wrap around. Shut down. Sentinels. A pistol round gained. Just
Tapi ya,
in time
hebatnya
for them.
VCT itu ya. Meskipun mereka pakai pistol terus second roundnya bisa
Completely turning the
menang.
tide of the narrative in the previous match that Gen G were dominating all of those important rounds. And the player to watch there was
Oh kita pas, udah pasrah aja
He did
gitu.
such a good job. That's a fantastic play from Sassy too, but I love the wingman usage. I love the double up with Zelsis and Zekken. And making sure that they catch Meteor. To me, when I watched Gen G last time playing on the attack side on Bind, the player that stood out to me was Meteor. He gets so aggressive on Cypher.
Oh yeah.
A little Alpha Year-esque.
A lot of solo takes into Showers this time, though he's supported with the whole pack almost here. Still Outlaw.
Ada armor soalnya.
Drops to the
Kali hit
floor.
mati.
These are kills that you don't really want to be funneling into Zekken. Don't want him to get those showstoppers online, but with Showers control gained, peace of mind granted for but a moment. They still need to deal with potential lurks.
Tekstur mati tapi di map ini kalau kata si lu sisa defense.
You know, because they found that positioning previously, they're going to look to try to punish it.
Ya nggak sah, kata lu kan defense kalau di map ini.
Setting up, making sure the crosshairs are in the right place, but John playing a different angle. Escapes without any danger.
Good jump spot from Tens too.
Nggak mau, gue tetap dukung Gen.
Around here, looking for those openings. Here's Meteor. Talk this guy up. Bigged him up for good reason. His mechanical abilities off the chart and he can just solo open things up. Cool Karma collected with the aim. Has to really steady the hand now through and out into the site. They have dropped the players for assaulting the positions.
Karen spotted. Tens holding position, just waiting for these reinforcements to come through. It's looking fairly clean. Nicely done from Sentinels. Ten's building up
Ayo
to
defend.
what looks like a fairly speedy
Kali ini gue
crash,
percaya
which
ada
could be a
defend.
massive ultimate to work with. I think this is the dangerous side actually for Sen. When I was watching them play this composition against Heretics, bearing in mind that we've only seen them play it once, they've really adjusted their defensive setups, or at least did in that game. Whereas previously when they played the Yoru, they were focused heavily on showers and B-long. We saw much heavier focus towards hookah, short on defense.
13-0 anjir, seada-adanya poin 2 anjir.
Prior to this. So that could have just been their game plan against Heretics. This defensive setup, for example, much more reminiscent of what they've been doing early on in this game, and more similar to what they've done classically.
Lu ngomong sama siapa sih?
Classic. I was talking about. I mean, the guys
Santai ini 13-0 sama Sentinel ini.
Lu ngomong sama siapa, men?
Malu.
Oh, enggak maksud gue 13-2 lah minimal kalau kalah.
13-0.
Picked this and felt confident about it too. GNG's map pool is just outrageously good. But this is
ditungguin gak tuh
main
mainnya.
Iya, mereka sabar banget anjing. Tadi anjing gue nonton dari Breeze anjing.
Might just be the goats. Who knows?
Let's see. Again now seriously at this bonus round.
Itu ke City anjir line-up-nya.
Stimmy 10's following it through all the way into Lambs. Stunned up. There was a connection and they are just running and gunning. Current stand a chance. Second go of things now. Dizzy. There's some value. Blinded up, but at least Lakia can stand his ground. Rooted into place with 40 seconds left.
Aduh, ini mereka berdua salah tuh. Sky planting Sky. Alah,
back at the side, Ghost winning it, but now just facing all together. Second realizing it, backs himself away now up towards heaven.
Lakia has to plant here with 3 HP. Zekan has a nade. Is he gonna be able to get into position to deny this?
Opens himself super wide, takes the risk, actually just goes for a wider swing, and Lakia, yes, he does go down. Straight bit of damage, 140 to the chest and texture. Back at the side, not accounted for.
Mereka kan round 2 nggak beli ya? Tapi round 3 mereka belinya gitu doang. Nggak sampai vandal maksud gue. Emang gitu ya?
But they've done an enormous amount of damage, honestly. GNG's economy is not going to be in an amazing spot here. You know, Guardian, Bulldog coming into the next one. There was certainly danger. I love this decision to fight backside. It was a little disjointed from GNG.
Udah, tosnya udah mulai nggak kena, udah capek. Tosnya jauh aja, bayangan.
At the start of the round of B-long, quite different from the last time they played against Heretics.
It's time to be split.
3 di A anjir. 3 di B anjir.
Just not scared at all. Look at this guy, wide facing. Not worried at all with the wall was down. Plenty of angles left and waiting. Flash through there, getting the acknowledgement. Tens, what is the call to be made? They are really just out wide and open. If this wall goes down, they should know the timing for it, but it's going down. Flash through and out. There it is. Meteor falls, deleted. Lakia. How has he done that? I'm not too sure. Jumping up and hopping up. That was a trailblazer kill. I just saw filling up the feed, but the spike drops down. Texture will seek to reclaim this one, and all this action has happened with still a minute left on the clock.
What is Munchkin's call here? Zelsis is still waiting over by Showers, expecting them to use
mereka tuh sabar ya, sabar. Nunggu temen dulu.
Love the play from Sachi and Tens. Going for a fake B-long re-clear and then a real one afterwards with the wingman. But it still left things in an even scenario.
Anjing sabar banget, Cok.
This is still looking like they could take the teleporter, but Munchkin's getting into
kalau kita main kayaknya udah maju. Udahlah.
Slowly now assuming correct positions, like they want to try and exec themselves into this site. Here it is. Munchkin has a snake bite, will send it flying. That's just to block off that CT exit and entrance. Still the face, and the fight is called.
Dukung siapa Kak Sachi? Aku dukung GNG. Yair Kries, welcome. Halo, berani mau ngadain pop player lu. Ya heran juga bisa gitu bang, lawan pistol kalah nextnya bisa menang. Anjir.
Clear wing cons, acknowledge their Celsius, yeah, he runs his way out.
Very well handled from Sentinels in this round, and Sassy stepping up.
No time, bro.
A lot of what Sassy has been doing on this team in this new version of Sentinels has been purely supportive. You don't often see him at the top of the scoreboard, putting himself in good positions to dominate in the same way that we saw him when he was on Loud. But this round, finding great impact. With the re-clear, with the swings as well, shutting down GNG. And all of that economic damage that Sentinels did on the bonus now really paying dividends.
Stacking up. It's a much weaker buy and approach here for GNG. They're sending out that cross-map molly. Should be familiar with it by now. It's going to be landing on
Anjir, line up-nya bro. Gila anjing.
Slowing it down. In the right moment, waiting for the team to back him up right behind him here. Classic playbook of GNG, just contacting in, hoping that they can take a fight and trade it out if it goes poorly. Sachi is the one to watch for here, and look at that texture. I mean, insane awareness, shots fired and rattled, but there it is, Celsius returning. Few of his own, the spam battle won out, or at least evened out.
Evened out, and Munchkin is looking to try to take this timing down short. He's posted himself in an aggressive position. Second and 10s want to re-clear.
theft. Molly was sent flying.
Oh, they missed it!
He missed it! Still walking into the Molly. How are GNG finding all of these kills are onto the A side already?
That is ridiculous!
Oh no.
I thought Tens and Zekken had the awareness that Munchkin was there, and Zekken, he ends up getting caught as well, so giving away his positioning. He's going to have to pull out heroics to get this.
Tapi aimnya bro, aim Zekken tuh serem banget.
Anything there, GNG doubled up. Almost every position accounted for.
Anjing muter ke bedroom. Niat banget anjing.
Decisions be made for them. Backing away from this one.
Brutal decision that they have to make in this spot.
Oh,
terrible economy on Tens, Celsius, Sachi as well. How have GNG managed to pull that one away?
Anjing itu trap apa anjing?
It felt very similar though to that eco round that ended up swinging things when the score was something like 8-8, you know. I think it was round 17 actually, yeah, on Breeze, where Munchkin tucked underneath window over towards B, and he made that aggressive move, and he got rewarded for it. And this is similar again. There's a distraction play over towards B, and Munchkin gets into position. This opener is lovely, but I think what actually ruins them, that's brutal. He just didn't hear the molly or realize. But this is the play that I think wins the round for them. Munchkin finds the timing to be able to punish Tens and opens up the A site for his team to rotate.
Baru nggak kenapa lupa bikin
Sen have been aware of that
layarnya.
before. Tens was looking to re-clear, but they just didn't go deep enough down short to catch Munchkin hiding behind that box. Flips the economy on its head. But actually, GNG are taking 2 Guardians into the round. 3 players that'll die to a double tap.
They're just trying to min-max as well, that money.
Ini Ci, oh udah
Now out wide, Munchkin. Great awareness.
dibikin full screen gitu loh tampilan in-game-nya gitu. Nggak usah ada live chat sama itu gabla itu.
Munchkin.
Yeah, of course he returned the fire, but guns being reclaimed out in the open. No chance left here, so GNG certain now going to be that 3rd round.
Gen. Sen 20 lagi.
Nice. He's not letting him get away with that.
Punishing the gun pickup
let's go.
instantly there. And I said earlier that from what I'd watched in Pacific, I thought Bind was
Gila, mereka
Munchkin's
serius
weakest
banget
map
anjing.
individually. And I also said earlier that when I think about
Deg-degan,
GNG,
yo.
I'm
Fix banget
thinking
itu.
mainly about Texture, Caron, Meteor being the 3 powerhouse players. When Munchkin is finding plays, and finding moments, and winning duels like this, I truly believe this team's unbeatable.
Yeah.
Because it adds that additional layer.
Munchkin lagi bagus anjing.
He destroyed them last time these 2 teams played split.
Senggol
He's been
dong.
outrageous in this tournament.
He's doing it again now here on Bind.
Munchkin tuh udah kayak ini ya, tau leader GNG ya.
Nade off the Dizzy's contact and a fight as well out into the open. That's the one who's going to be coming up on top. Seekers here out. A little bit of chaos now strewn really into the mix here with the orbital strike was committed. No kill from that one though, and GNG wounded. Be limping themselves away now back over towards that A site.
They know that Celsius took the teleporter.
Ya Ci, kira-kira nanti malam mau streaming nggak?
This isn't around where GNG can just try
Kan
to
udah ganti hari anjir.
They actually smoked off.
Bah.
Iya, iya,
Teleporter at the very beginning of the round as they took sand control, expecting a crunch from Sen.
Wah, stream tiap hari coy, gila.
Did the damage and put GNG in this spot.
Udah produktif coy.
Munchkin, ball to just contact all the way in, has done them wonders. Still, they do have to worry about that ult, and there it is. Sen flying out to the back of the site. Lakia, pop flash play, out and collected. All sorts of kills and damage, but the wide face of Celsius, beautiful with the movement.
2v1
Glides and saves the day. Leaves it down to that 1v2. Still with the pit up, Munchkin. Plenty of options left here. Is he going to be aware of this? Potentially keeps the pit up. Tap.
He actually might be able to tap here and use the teleporter even, but he's looking to try to take the fight instead.
Trying to make a play. Every
Yeah.
angle watch for, and it is.
What a round by Celsius.
Yeah, 5 Merchant in the flesh.
Inisiator Binska ya.
Impeccable play there, and I love what GNG went for too. The awareness from this team is spectacular.
Bebas kan aku
They're thinking about the fact that they could get sun crunched at the start of the round. Then they call the mid round over towards A, tap, and look to flash backside to punish the players who are going to be trying to get into the pit at that time. Love what they did, but Zelsis shuts it down from his position on top in heaven. Very competitive game that we have here.
Angkat nggak tuh
Texture
sama
has yet
Jangan
to really show his dominance on the entry, coming
go.
straight down mid.
No direct hit.
He got rocked.
Straight to the back wall. Yep, it's second. Out on top in that one here. Nate will get sent flying. Players seeking to try and plug up that gap as well. You can see them. GNG swarm that position. Mosh pit does relieve that pressure, but okay, Meteor still alive and has dropped him down. Now the showstopper. Earns up and a bound. Zekken eventually claiming the kill, just using a gun this time. Here it is into the sight. It's Meteor. He splits it up.
Aduh,
He's pulling 3 players
2004.
over towards A.
Dua.
Munchkin, though, instead of rotating, decides to reinforce his player.
Oh,
He's in a
lagi
deep
ini ya,
position.
play
This
for
crossfire
free
looks
ya.
impossible to break.
Kira gratis beneran.
Well, they're worried about a B lurk, so this might break it themselves.
No way.
They don't swing.
The trade's late, the swing's late. Meteor, he's gone for seconds, you greedy, greedy boy. But spam down at a triple point, and now there's the call. Finally, a TP by Munchkin. Gives the indicator again, but Sentinels left worried. They've made the right read onto this one.
They have. If they double swing at the same time, they're going to be able to catch Meteor. Do they predict it?
Discipline, the diligence, Meteor can't land his shot.
Deep
Still 30 seconds left, and again, it's a wrap around, the ring around the roses, straight through to TP. Munchkin, though, will be met. Or placed.
Balik lagi aja.
Be blocking them off, at least being able to flood themselves back into it. But he actually can activate the orb.
And he didn't drop the snake bite either.
Bit of a misplay potentially, but now finally out into the open. A few bullets to pay for the price of that one, still alive.
Oh
Sen
no.
was so worried that Munchkin was fake tapping there that they didn't even get into backside in time. So now Munchkin snakebite with the orb completely locks them off. They are worried. Where could Munchkin be right now?
Iya sih.
It's that misinformation.
Anjing berdua banget anjing.
Snakebite.
Biasanya bisa kalah.
Tandain, ayo tandain.
Biasanya bisa kalah.
Tandain, anjir nggak ditembak.
All the way through. Paranoia settling in for John, but
Nggak
still he
ditembak,
lands the
man.
shot in the end.
Tuh dia.
Great call by Sen
Aduh,
and a
deketan
right
gini,
smile
Jay. Anjing.
on Munchkin. Look at that.
Ini nih.
Fantastic positioning by Zekken, and he hops over the top of it.
Dar.
Playing
Itu
jump
juga
rope
reclaim
up
banget
there.
snipernya.
Oh dia lompat anjir, kalau nggak lompat mati ya.
Kaplan's happy about that one. Sen starting to pull away. Not doing enough damage to Genji's economy just yet, but they've got themselves in a great spot. Ults abound. Their defensive setups
Tetep
are
yang paling
working.
toxic
Another fight potentially.
TH sama
They've got the read.
Terek sih, gila itu. Tauntingnya bro, sampai emosi anjir. Emosi personal aja itu.
Fast face comes out, it looks like from Sentinels, just making sure that they take away the cam, don't let media set himself up into that spot. John
Don't get in my way.
Blocks off his one section of the B site.
Wah anjir.
I mean, Zekken here might be looked to be
Depannya
bailed out
sekarang
by
gede
the
anjir.
Thrash.
25
Yeah, you can see this
gigi.
setup.
Anjing, sentence, ada ulti, anjing.
But it's possible that if Genji have enough players here, this could just be Zekken in a one.
Anjing.
Everyone is here. All 4 players for Genji grouped up.
Anjing itu lihat
Either going to be
silang-silang
amazing or terrible.
race kiri, Geko kanan, green
Here
kiri,
it is, sent flying, but
anjir.
no, it's a little bit late, it's the late second. Does he get out of entertainment?
Oh.
Right on time, Karon.
Nah ulti anjir.
Barely crawling away there.
Wah kena anjir.
Death's door, but he will survive into this round. And guess where Meteor is? Go and walkabouts once more.
He made a noise.
Satu anjir,
trying to play
tekstur.
the map into this fashion, but yes, he did make a noise. And now the Seeker's being used. It will point him towards him, has to break it, drops down the cage. Direction, GNG turning and facing over towards the B side.
Oh iya,
again.
tapi nggak mati.
Sentinels will be running and following them fast on them, hot onto the heels, inside the smoke. Meteor dominates the angle and dominates the space with his own neuro theft down. GNG stand a chance and more. The decision to be made. They fight into the back of the site, and it is going beautifully for them.
Ayo, last long.
The pace from Genji is just far too much for Sentinels to deal with. This team reacts so quickly. The calls are amazing.
Cepet banget ya, kayak tadi gue baru lihat mereka nge-push A, tiba-tiba udah di
The
ban.
decision there, realizing that the solo play from Meteor had taken enough space to get in, and instead of doing something simple, like throwing Karen's molly over towards that smoke, and stopping the Sen flood retake, they get inside it themselves. And I was seeing this all the time when these two teams played on split. To me, one of the biggest issues was SEN could not keep up with the pace of decision-making from GNG.
Kejar, soalnya biar duitnya
throws
ini
the
ya,
wingman
murah.
because he's thinking, I'm going to stop somebody from getting inside this smoke, and I'm going to get into it first.
Anjing, gue baru tau
But
bisa
he
ngumpet
doesn't
situ ya.
realize they've already thought of it and got there quicker. And these
Serem,
tiny
anjing.
adjustments in timing can be all the difference. Cool idea
Dapat
as well
somehow
from
mungkin
Sentinels
juga
on a
dapat
short
gitu.
hold. Just not quite enough.
Orang
As well,
gila.
the extra layer of flashing through the smoke. It's just so good.
Udah blind loh anjir.
Mereka sambil makan permen karet ya?
Felt like they were pulling away with their wins in
Iya nggak sih?
7 and 8.
Itu disiapinnya permen karet kan ya?
Battered economy.
Awasnya kepelen nih.
Now Zelsus can still be a real difference maker with the judge in hookah. Do not get that.
Set flashnya ke belakang gitu anjing.
Oh my goodness, you do not want to be standing there.
Yeah, they're expecting
Siapa yang
somebody to be
kepikiran
playing for the
flashnya
off,
ke
but nobody's
belakang
run
ya?
away, so just a hard read perhaps that they were going to go for that on the eco.
Anjing, dua di long. Mama.
Gesture though, he's in an anti-flash.
Apa yang banting meja anjing, kocak aja.
Definitely feels like GNG are
Ketan
aware of
aja.
it.
Sassi's out wide here. He's jiggling all that information. Trailblazer, this timing could be absolutely everything. It's broken up close and personal. He knows that GNG have come knocking. Seems like they want nothing to do with it. Dizzy, flash play.
But
Back
only
and around, they've called it to go back again.
Yeah, Dizzy only shot one person. So GNG might be thinking, right, they think we've left, let's re-hit B now.
Gatel sumpah.
Did it in place.
Greget anjing.
Bit of noise.
Ayo maju gitu.
Around there, Lakia.
Itu shortnya 3 orang. Shortnya 3 orang.
Towards it, Sentinels making calls of their own to just triple up into hookah, but with Lakia not spotting anything, now the call has been made again. Another pivot here by Munchkin. He's cementing this idea that it's going to be that open sight for them. They're not worried at all, are they? Nade, almost a punishment on the
Waduh, kena tuh.
Emang lempar bom di situ the best sih
line
anjir.
two, so he will be topped all the way back up.
And this is where the judge and the stinger don't look so good anymore.
Sinatra main lagi lah, Sinatra, ya Allah.
Munchkin playing a deep angle into showers, even just
Papa main
lacking
lama.
late rotate now doubled up with him. Too much to deal with here for
Bang
Sentinels.
digantiin
Surely
siapa?
they'd have to just some absolute miracle shots, and they're already setting up and gearing up for it now. Out wide again, but guess what? Yeah,
Gila clear
Meteor
tuh.
is too fast onto the approach. Inside the smokes, inside every possible option. Could have been there for Sentinels in second. The only thing he's focused on his mind is trying to get out with that gun, but even that is denied. 5 to 5. Gen G.
Oh no,
Making it nice and even here.
gitu dong.
I'm loving this attack side calling from
Dia-
Gen G. I think they're playing
Lihat
the
dah
macro game
Korean
really,
ini
really
mainnya
nicely.
men.
It's been one of the things I'm most impressed with this team. And one of the reasons is
Mouse-nya jauh banget
I
ya.
had no idea Munchkin was capable of this. We've seen him at global events before.
Kok kalian kelihatan gitu
Nobody
anjir.
on Gen G has previously been in a position to do this
Itu
kind of thing.
kayak lewat sekejap gitu kan, cuma titik kepala gitu kan, pas ke sore langsung kalian refleks nembak gitu. Anjir, anjir.
Kalau nggak bisa, nggak VCT Ben. Cobain sih main sambil makan permen karet anjir. Permen karet biar tetap fokus dan ngurangin stres. Emang iya. Sesuatu itu emang boleh. Tapi round sebelumnya GNG nggak pakai timeout sama sekali.
This team has come together with HSK prepping the roster, setting the groundwork, and just exceeding.
Anjing ada yang trash talk nanti.
Dokter tidur ini mah. Tunggu besok pagi, siapa tahu pagi-pagi kan.
Ini lama banget anjing 3 round anjing.
They've come knocking. Multiple opponents.
Besok kerja ya kan.
Number 1 seed of Pacific for a reason.
Ya, semangat lah.
Benar segugel.
Building on what Pacific have done before, they look to be straight up leapfrogging them.
Oh yeah.
Iyalah, ini comeback.
How many times have we seen DRX and PaperX try to break through that
Kena
glass
mental
ceiling?
Ini Tens lagi top
And
tuh.
yet Gen G, what ceiling? Wait, you guys couldn't win before? Why not? It's
Meteor
actually
sekarang
kind
di
of
atas
easy.
anjir.
It's unbelievable. Double
Tekstur
outlaw here for
bottom,
Gen
jelek
G
kan
on the
pakai
attack
Razi.
side, predicting the fact that Sen
Mungkin
are going to
belum
be on
kali.
an eco.
Maybe right. They would be right. Deep smoke
Blunder
dropped down
sih.
here for Sentinels just to try and at least hold on to control of bathroom showers.
Tapi Sen lawan Perek itu the real ngaco anjing. Jauh banget skillnya gila. Kena itu. Sachi. 140 itu fix.
Does Meteor have a read that Zeken's in this corner? Zeken trying not to make a footstep while staying agile. No damage on Zelsis.
Anjing spike lu lihat dah. Mereka nge-push spike-nya di mana anjing? Di tengah.
See the dog go up B long, the shots fired off towards A. Flash sees nothing.
That's ridiculous.
Flashnya nggak kena anjing.
Info and Sassi's leaving. How has that happened?
How has that happened? Yeah, me too, bro. I asked the same question,
it's already just being sold even further. Nades, snake bite, full combination.
Aduh, di short.
Terrible concoction. John QT, the sole defender, just needs to hold down his little portion of territory. But Meteor just seems so damn aware of who he is.
Sachi low banget itu Sachi.
Brutal situation for
City semua men, City semua
so
men.
difficult to retake Lakia. Oh, body block there for a moment.
Surely no chances though with the gun advantage for Gen G. They are just cross-fired up. Out
Nice.
of the zoo, making sure that they can beam down anybody who tries
Satu
to step
elbow.
past that mark.
Satu City, come on. Shotgun ya?
Zeken will take the death.
Oh,
To be able
stinger
to
anjing.
kill, sure. To be able to get his ult
Mas
online for
elbow.
the next round. But it's just all focus on round 12 here. Oh, and they're just playing with Sachi.
Ditungguin anjir. Mau dipisau pasti itu, cuman udah tembak aja, ya kan?
Completely upset.
Fix. Sama si coachnya gitu.
By that bird telling lies over towards B long.
See this one.
Yeah.
Tuh nggak kena anjir.
It just goes into garden,
Flashnya
but
nggak
everybody's
kena.
playing an
Ditinggal
anti-flash position.
langsung.
I'm not sure on purpose there, really. Just happened to give
Kok
terrible
bisa ya?
information.
Keringetan. Panas.
The bird disappeared without a whimper.
Aduh di clap gini aja sentinel anjing.
Quickly did the same.
Ayo,
Three
Gen.
ops online for Gen G here, looking to try to close things out if Sen get aggressive.
Pening gini nontonnya anjing.
Kaget juga gue. Masih ada satu round lagi masalahnya.
I would assume to be a
Menang-menangnya.
pick back up as well.
Round 12, final round of this first half.
Kalau kayak gini mah
Actually, a
mainnya
really
anjing.
important one, I think, for Sen to be able to get
Suram
on.
anjing.
They've got the ults here. Zelsis one away
Anjing
from
udah lah
having
kasih
an
aja
ult
langsung
strike too.
bandelnya lah
Gue
anjing.
juga serem anjing. Udah kita trading aja gimana?
Information from Sentinels.
Kasih aja lah bandelnya anjing.
Just go down to it. Zeken,
Bangsat
again,
anjing.
jiggling, Meteor, eager for the fight, eager for it indeed, and there it is. The first punish online. I mean, operators across the field. It's Kieron just plucking tens out of the picture.
Berhubung aku sudah bertemu iklan di stream ini, anjing Berteman kok mau tidur dulu. Oke, siap. Night guys.
Hiding inside the smoke, doubled up now. They want to flood back into this one, trying to catch that timing. And here it is, doubled up high-low, Sentinels. This might be the right read for them, but Lakia is brute force to barrel through Sachi. So damn fancy, might have brought them a window of opportunity, a chance. Very narrowly. Nade rebounds, but not enough to stop this one, and Zeken still has the rocket. Showstopper available. Pit. Now going to be dropped down here with the rocket to clear through and out over the top. It's lifeless. Baron in nature, but he snipes him anyway. Expected a position. Sentinels claiming the 6.
Tawan. Itu dia bro.
Zeken takes over in the 11th hour to tie this one up at the half. But if this is where Sen thought they had the biggest advantage over
Salahnya
Gen G,
Viper nggak dipakai buat line up
this
anjing.
first half has taught them that they are not going quietly. This map pool, it's an ocean for Gen G. Lovely play from Sachi there, utilizing the brim smoke, ducking, dipping inside of
Kok
it.
suaranya kayak mereka mendem gitu, sengaja ya?
This is anybody's game.
Right. A series of unknowns really as we head into that second half of Find, despite it being Sentinel's map pick.
Time out.
Absolutely insane stuff, but on the floor standing by.
Shot aja terus pialanya anjing.
Special interview.
Minta gue tampol kameramen anjing.
Besok ya jam 7 pagi ya.
I am here joined by Valorant studio head Ana Donlan and obviously our global head of esports Dia Ferrer at Madrid. Uno de los motivos y las razones por los que estamos hoy aquí es gracias a ellos, así que os voy a pedir un fuerte aplauso para darles la bienvenida y las gracias obviamente por este pedazo de evento. That's just for you guys, so thank you for this event. Now, Ana, I want to ask you, today we just introduced a new agent to the pool. What can you tell me about them?
So Clove is something we've been working on for a really long time. I'm so proud of the teams back at Riot. They really pushed themselves on this agent, both from a design perspective, creatively. I think they are so vibrant and beautiful, and it's going to do so many great things for the game. So I can't wait for everyone to get to play them next week. I thought the show match today was amazing. It was so good. Congrats to Mixwell and Team España. That was amazing. And yeah.
Okay, we love that. Thank you very much. Now, bueno, obviamente creo que lo habéis entendido, ¿no? Que tiene muchas gracias de que tengamos a Clove entre los agentes, que el showmatch ha estado genial y que solo en una semana ya podéis estar probándolo y creo que va a estar muy, muy guay. Now, Leo, of course you're on the competitive side. What do you think about this gorgeous, gorgeous event here in Madrid?
Oh my God, we are so happy to be here. We've been dreaming about coming to Spain for a very long time. This is our first time here. You all have been incredible hosts. Thank you so much for embracing VCT. We love you. This is just the first event of the season. There's a lot of VCT to come in 2024. We're gonna jump straight into stage 1, and we're so happy to be here, so thank you all again.
Nos da las gracias por estar aquí, por ser tan acogedores. Esto para los que no habéis hecho el workbook. Pero la verdad que lo estáis haciendo genial. Obviamente todavía nos queda todo el stage y todo lo que queda por llegar en 2024. Recordad, cuanto más ruido hagáis, más conscientes serán de lo que necesitamos estos eventos en España. Pero obviamente esto no ha terminado, así que seguimos con el partido.
Do love a bit of crowd work. People riled up here for the second half of Bind. Full importance. Keeping our eyes peeled now onto this pistol round.
And I know that Sentinels have changed up a lot since the last time they played Bind against Heretics with this composition.
I'm back.
But when we saw them play, there was a lot of short execs with late showers backstabs. Have they got more in their arsenal? Are they prepped against what GNG are going to bring out here? This is a must-win map for them.
Lakia feeling the heat now and the pressure from that one.
Masih ada Elsa gak?
Use Trailblazer holding his ground just for a moment, baits out the shots, but he does get the info that he was after.
Oh, Ten's taking the ult up there when I think he was aiming to pick up Wingman.
He'll be happy with both.
Yeah, didn't get punished for either. GNG are so happy to follow the noise and trust the read with their defensive rotates. This is such a key thing when you watch them. They stack sites like nobody's business. You've got to run fakes against them. And now, Trailblazer coming down short, trip broken, that starts to pull texture away. But only for a moment. He realizes there's nothing following it, and they trust their gut and stay on B.
30 seconds.
It's so difficult to sell a fake against these guys.
30 seconds left.
But I think SEN have just about managed it. The B control actually turning into the fake, looking to commit down short again. And I said, these 4-1 execs, they were bread and butter for SEN.
Mutia, is he going to be spotted? He's playing deep tucked inside that smoke, and he could again be the difference maker. Guarding, body of Wingman, orbs picked and placed back up. Plant down here for Sentinels. It's all about how he gets played into the post, but Meteor, he was spotted out. Wide into the smoke, Nade flushing him into the back of the side. He is down and low, but hopefully a heal online, potentially there. Still need to hold down onto this ground here for Sentinels, in through lamps, and GNG, they are methodical in the nature, the way that they approach a lot of these retake situations. It all comes down to the minutiae, these tiny little details. Flooding now, front of the site, shots found and kills finally online. The Johnson team in the defuse, Karon half already. Has he bought them time enough potentially for GNG here with 2 players left? Lakia, the orb, at least there, another kill, found and out and defended! You're joking!
Gila Lakia, man.
You're kidding me!
What the fuck, Lakia?
From the first Masters event!
Oh my god, Lakia.
Coming out here in the most recent Lakia. So clutch.
Mi, apa Sakura-ko-chan, welcome, hello.
Defending from every different avenue, popping off.
Oh my goodness.
Lakia himself said in a recent interview with Pedro Romero that his biggest mistake in his career was joining DRX, then known as Vision Strikers, after having that success in his first Masters event.
That is gold.
Yeah, imagine that.
Gold.
And now, he's overtaken that team that he ended up joining and having more success here in a grand finals.
Potential off the charge, but Sentinels is a great charge out wide and open. Look at the molly, the damage all combined and collected. corralled into it. GNG obviously favored. He's got the spike and he's in their spawn.
It's a weird one.
It is a really strange one.
Actually, if Karen ends up going down, although I don't see how he possibly could.
Not with the judge, surely not.
But the A site would be open, and there is simply no...
Okay, just understands the timings inherently.
All left on Zekken.
I knew his backside. Call being made from his teammate. Second. Earns himself a plant at least here. Really, shouldn't be any opportunities for him to win it out. It'd have to be a bundle of mishaps and mistakes here from GNG to really topple this one. So.
And these are just the consequences of GNG winning a beautiful pistol round here. They get themselves up to 8. And Lucky is going to take the defuse. He's now only 2 away from getting Seekers online. They know that Karen saved the judge into this as well, so might anticipate him being positioned over to Hookah for the next. Normally, that's going to be Munchkin's job, defending onto Hookah. And when I was watching GNG playing Pacific on defense, they loved to push. Not in a coordinated early round manner, but just looking for those mid-round timings, trying to abuse the fact that on Bind, teams don't tend to be as strenuous about watching everything all the time. Of course, Sen's comp doesn't have the cipher to be able to rely on those trips. Are not going to be there in market. So anybody who finds the mid-round push timings, they're good for
Tadi
it.
di
And it is
VCT ada
Munchkin
kok.
looking to cover Hookah.
Di sini ada nih di
Karen
depan.
picks up short.
Kalau nggak juga ya di YouTube harusnya ada yang udah pakai.
Sentinels clearly aware that Munchkin likes to play that aggressively. I think this side is where we've seen weaknesses from Munchkin before, but he also loves to take fights so much that if he's on fire as he has been today, and he was in their last match, could easily be the win condition for their team, in fact.
GNG looking like they're calling for a reclear in through Hookah so they can get information pretty rapidly at least.
But Bren, if the judge wasn't in Hookah, where else is it going to be other than short?
Aku baru tahu ternyata ngatur DPI mouseku diklik tengah itu anjir.
Anti. Adjustment in the end, but Tens does return that fire. Now a flash blinded. Texture still only for a moment. Sen's line and 8. Now there's 45 seconds here for Sen. Collect yourself and cool down your senses. Enough for a potential pivot to a different area, but they've committed the smokes. They want to know what his last play is. That Texture. What is that? Pulling away. Trip's still not dealt with. Lighting these players up. Yet John QT is right there again. TP through. That was only Zelsis. What is the call to be made? Bonus from GNG finally, full committal. They're going to be walking again into Munchkin. Never losing his ground here, always holding on to this space. And now Meteor doubled up crosshair setup. This could be nasty, this could be brutal. Obliterated!
Wow.
Just have such an immaculate read. Every position, every scenario. It's all accounted for.
It's these defensive rotations again, Brent.
Deg-degan biasanya kan server kalau ada yang dapat akses PB server belum ada yang bervideo kayaknya besok atau lusa soalnya bolak-balik cek 2. Oh, nontonnya di nih VCT Master Madrid Grand Final ada di channel Valorant Champions Tour itu di menit minus 2 jaman. Pokoknya di awal-awal sini nih. Ini di sini yang main pada make itu glove.
Second setup now with this Bucky forward position, but Meteor. Oh, Meteor! What a snap to the side! What's the wrist breaker there from Sachi, and hello! What a time to come alive here for Sentinels. Much needed, much anticipated now. Texture trying to dodge and juke that timing here. Entertainment onto Lakia. He's back to all of them, chasing them down, hunting them down. Sachi wants even more. Offloading the Seekers. Why not? A winnable spot, a winnable position. Kieron all alerted to the presence, but he picks up the rifle almost with the pre-fire. Still 2 versus 4. Spike has to get planted here, so Sentinels will at least earn that.
Everybody on Sen inside lamps. It's a really unusual post-plant position.
Gaps to be played within. Sentinels cannot let this one slip, not after losing previous gun round, not after losing most of the scenarios where they had that advantage. Thrash off that tap. Satchel over the top here and a seek to punish. There it is. Texture, last one left, last one alive through the box. Made. Earned again. hiding away from the position. As Sentinel's trying to play this one just with a little bit of intelligence. And John gets that information. And a shot to the head. Thrifty here. MasterCard well earned.
What a timing for it too.
Oh, gila.
Definitely felt like GNG was running away with this game. And this is a must-win map for SEN. This is where they felt the most favored. This was their pick of all of the maps they could have gone to. And as the desk was mentioning earlier, they're kind of playing for the 3-1, hoping they don't even need to get to Icebox. Incredible shots being hit there, and Sachi on fire here on Blind. We expect to see those a little more, I think, from the GNG players. But here it is.
Great time.
Texture with an operator looking down B long.
Yeah. He's got himself onto a really nice forward angle. Spotting out this operator is going to be pretty key and essential here for Sentinels, but they don't have anything concrete to clear it out. Look, even the Dizzy just clears it. Jump spot from second was really out wide, but...
Ay, serem banget dah pokoknya.
But GNG putting such a heavy premium on control of just both B long and showers. Even got the cam set up. Munchkin willing to hold it down.
Yeah, and they've actually not really heard much on either site. Caron goes for the gamble over towards B. Interested, Munchkin didn't quite find the timing to take a duel, but he's now tucked in a position, going to get cleared by that flash.
Yeah, certainly should be. Zekken eager to take the fight there with the boombot just right behind him. He knows the rough position here of Munchkin.
Karen's back immediately over towards A, so there's still 3 players defending this.
But only 30 seconds roughly left here. Mosh Pit sent flying over the top now as well, trying to take the space. It's only 10s and he's left alone to his own devices. So for the rest of his team here with only 25 seconds, that's a spike drop down on top of it. It needs to be heroics and it needs to be masterful play at that. Munchkin almost going down to the stray satchel, but it matters not. Overwhelming aggression from GNG. Full lockdown in approach and play. And seconds dwindling down to nothing. It's GNG up to 10.
The stack, the crossfire, way too much for SEN to deal with. And not just that, GNG fighting close. Not trying to hold into backside and rely on the fact that, you know, they'll give SEN the play and try to push through smokes or anything like that. They fought almost even before Meteor was taking cover on the short trips. Look, they pick off 10s here. They're looking to try to fight them in short. They mollied off showers as well, so Zekken couldn't help. They picked that apart and fought aggressively. There's a really interesting quote from HSK, actually, during another interview where he said that GNG tries to make the plays that other teams would hesitate to make. That's a very conscious thing that they've come into this year trying to do. We are going to try to be the team that picks that timing and fights you.
Been working so damn well for them here, GNG.
Look at the rotates, Brent. Look at the rotates.
Set up and
there is less than 10 seconds into the round, and they're planning to 5-stack B.
Second showstopper. Loose here was vulnerable, but up close to the corner. Does he clear? Lakia! Blinded!
No!
Found what? Snaps it! Sentinels. They found an advantage, but it's about converting it now into a round win.
And they've got an inkling that there's a ton of players here stacking the site, but they're not fast enough to pull the trigger and go for the rotate through the teleport, which would have been a play to open up the A site for a free plant. They found themselves that player advantage, and now GNG, with the players stacked, looking to re-explore.
Man, look at this call to contact re-clear. Are they going to be ready with the rifle play? It needs to be a line. It is Sentinels. Clean sweep there, out towards it, forcing GNG out in the open. That slight pause keeps them alive for now, and it was really necessary, Josh. I mean, you end up losing that one. GNG up to 11. The economy just been dwindling. Sentinels getting rocked left, right, and center.
But what is this? The timing on that Dizzy. It just blinds Lakia right. Yeah. Well, he was 1 HP, I think, after he went through the Viper wall as well. Yeah, so just, but still, caught down extraordinarily low. Willing them forwards.
Not easy rounds that Sentinels are winning.
They're not at all. Again, GNG had 5 players B.
That's fast though. Zekken is in front of the snake bite as well. A little bit of damage, almost a kill to Lackey. It's good damage. It's going to be permanent.
Nobar, ya Aina nobar. Kalau mau join boleh ada di Discord.
That one again, he just goes down with it.
Yeah, and these are the times when Munchkin ends up
Link
getting
di
punished, and it's
deskripsi,
rough for
guys.
GNG. We haven't seen very much of it. Munchkin's been playing a superb
gua
game.
nggak
Tidur,
That's the kind of
Ci.
stuff that was happening in Pacific, and SEN have taken full advantage.
Tidur.
Players very close to key ultimates as well. The orb is not here.
Padahal masih ada
Another pause in the round, maybe hoping that GNG would do another
Udah
exploration.
nonton di mimpi ya.
Cautious about Texture's ultimate and Karon's for that matter. The more they let the time click, the more that those ults could just win it for GNG.
Josh is waiting for the fuel here just to prop both of it up, make sure he can clear some of this util. Trip. Spotted and broken. Not be pulling any of the GNG players away. It looks like positioning is being shifted. No, still a reclear of Texture. He's happy to hold this close angle.
30 seconds left.
This one he has the rocket available to him. Another trip. This time. Noise pressure on either side. The TP rotation is now core with 20 seconds left. Guess what? What about Karon's ult? Karon's ult, yeah, it's not really going to be handled here at all, and that's going to be sending it out with Wingman. He's going to be broken. No, they disabled it correctly, but it does catch on the second. So the plan is online. 4v4 though. A must win for Sentinels. Must win indeed.
The flank.
Fast wrap around flanks on. Flanks Lakia punished for it. At least recognizing SEN the weaknesses of their own compositions, but is immediately answered and evened back out.
Celsius got ult.
So advantage now for Gen G here with the ult. Here's the first tap, but he's waiting for the second point. Karon's fast onto him. Karon's fast onto him. Already approaching and expecting that position, and he just has to let it rip anyway before anybody even taps. Gen G so fast with the moves, yet Sentinels shut it down.
The tension in those kind of rounds when it gets down to a post plan.
Kerjaan juga masih. Oh ya siap, Aina nggak apa-apa. Malam tapi sayang. Welcome to the stream.
Getting online, and I think if Celsius hadn't found the kill to be able to get his up, there was all the chance in the world that that round was going towards Gen G. Tens with two gorgeous kills towards the end.
Brimnya harus tadi di-push.
Gen G forced to take a timeout. Their first of this map. Frankly, it might be the first in the match that we've seen. I'm not sure whether they threw one in on Breeze.
Certainly a rarity. You don't see him often.
Diganti merah ya.
Calling for that timeout, cool down in the play here, because this is Sentinels actually making a very decent go of it. Yes, here and there, a couple of half-buy rounds when the economy wasn't too good, but that was, full-on gunplay occurring.
Remember, though, that this should be the map where Sentinels are the most favored, and they're still behind by one round.
Yeah.
Even though they're favored in the next due to the economy advantage.
Serem banget.
It's not clean sailing here, not by any means. Gen G fighting for every inch of this. Not willing to give up any of these maps that they so carefully selected.
Kalau 0,400 tuh nggak enak. Nggak, aku lagi ini ngatur apa? Apa sih kayak bidik apa sih bahasa Inggrisnya lupa. Di Palu itu loh.
If it doesn't feel like an exec down short, they still keep players on B. And this time, John Cutie took the space and called
Menyala tank jet. Halo Kumar
so that's kind of the
welcome to the
opposite, I think, of what Gen
stream.
G were expecting.
Menyala tank jet.
It's possible that Solo and HSK are just addressing that and coming up with a
Tank jet sama
slight
siapa yang
variation
terakhir?
in how they play the defense.
Masih ini ya Celsius. Cakep. Aman aja. Saya tidur guys. Wow. Ya.
He's gonna have to sit on the sidelines and really fester and wonder about what went wrong there. Now it is explosive. Second through and out to the elbow position. Spraying down Texture. This is explosive into the back of the side. They try and stand their ground, but they can't.
Oh,
the
wow.
candle. Not against the weapons.
Huge one.
Wow.
Clean one. Sentai the game up. And those ults that were close to being able to be put online a couple of rounds
Corsair,
ago.
nah, tengah Corsair.
Where Zelsis Orbital Strike made all the difference. Now look at them. Huge tools available to SEN. If they're able to lean on those, it will knock the Gen G economy once more.
Tidur tapi
And the game, which
ya
Gen G
sekali-kali lah
had
nemenin
some
Sachi.
level of control, will start spiraling away from them. Gen G
just churning them up now.
The stack, 3 players over towards B to start, and Karon in a very committed position.
tidur tapi ya sekali-kali lah pengen nemenin ini lah.
Astaga.
Close tucked here.
Apa? Ini juga last
This is looking like he thrashed.
Makanya sekalian.
And second follows it up.
Osh and Seekers with a thrash on top, like you said, Josh here, sending it flying. Zekken is eager for the engagement, even more so, spots it out, Munchkin. First one to fall, fills up that feed for them nicely here, but GNG might even look to try and fight back with the pit down. Something has to really dislodge this one here, maybe even a few stray bullets. Sachi finally planting, elbow control for them. On top of that, it's Hookah.
They didn't plant though. They're still getting it down now, and GNG are taking elbow control in the meantime.
Might work against them because it has cut off these angles, and the core made to contact works out beautifully. Thrash through with the flash as well. On top of it, it comes down to how can he win these kills out? Second, as the Rango the Beast that is his rifle lit up like beacons, but it matters not. Sentinels. It feels like almost the first time here in this series. I'm sure it's not, but they get that lead, at least by one.
And relying so heavily on getting those ults up. Look at this play, Munchkin stuck while the rest of his team ended up playing for retake. He was just hoping to go 1-for-1 in this spot. But Zekan's entry has so much to help him. Seekers coming from B long, a Thrash, nade into backside, smokes to cut off all the angles. Sen just decided to drop the nuclear codes and just send that one into B. And that's a great time to do it too. Oh, the punish on Lakia. Huge. Great read that he was going to be going for the ult at the start of the round.
That's play just going their way.
Yeah, that's what you need. You need to keep these anti-ecos clean for Sen if you want them to start building up. Because GNG are super dangerous in these kind of moments. You cannot count them out. They're so apt to take risks in these rounds that have paid off well in the series so far.
Completely ignoring Hookah. It's a smart call as well. You don't want to walk into those shotguns, but the trips close will cause some issues here.
Come on, patilong, patilong.
Celsius has just used all 3 of his smokes, one, I believe, to drop off Hookah, so they've got to commit while these smokes are up.
Fine with a trip get any value, just over and above the top of it here. Second satchel now to see the ball position with Meteor down. Really no more danger. Sentinels.
Laki tidak laki.
They are steady
Let's
as
go.
anything here. They can feel it on the precipice. They're getting that 12th round here. A critical map.
Wah,
Juncture that is this series.
2 lawan 5. Gimana caranya?
Texture and Munchkin really with no chances in the round. Though Sachi looks to take the fight instead of relying on the double up.
Zelsis. Safe pair of hands there. Rifle in them. Make sure that there's no funny business.
And Munchkin.
Anti bang.
Mouth popping off there. Just going to save and take this time to address with his team what the game plan is once rifles get online in round 23. Because this is crunch time. GNG need 2 in a row to just drag this to overtime. And they do not seem happy with the idea that Sen are going to be able to win on their map pick. There is still a chance for GNG to get back into this one, but these recent rounds have all gone the way of Sen. A reminder, though, that they did it by using ultimates. Even here, Zekan pops the showstopper to be able to get into B. So GNG, do they actually need an adjustment?
Wow.
Not just the save for Munchkin to talk. Now a timeout called, the second of the map.
Ah, timeout!
Oh,
bau-bau 5 game ini final. Ay, serem
what
kali.
I'm saying here is, yes, it's been 5 in a row for Sentinels, but crucial rounds have been won off the back of ultimates.
Yeah.
And Sen do not have access to those anymore. I mean, they're one away from getting Seekers back up because Sachi is frying. But I think GNG's game plan has not necessarily been the issue so much as them fighting an uneven war.
Finally, there's going to be a bit of that parity. Even guns on GNG's side. Sentinels running out of those ultimates. I think you are right. I mean, you're right on the money in terms of just talking about the game plan for GNG. It hasn't really been going amiss. They've just been getting ran over, steamrolled almost by just that sheer ult economy that's just been churning, generating constantly for Sentinels, but it has run out. And GNG have to put a stop to it here if they want to stop Sentinels on their map pick.
Yeah, and we're talking about it running out, but Sachi could certainly play for the Showers Orb here. It looks like Sen are set up for a fast Showers take. And unless Meteor's able to pull off some magic, because he's going to be vastly outnumbered.
Let's see it.
Seekers are going to be online, surely.
What have you got up your sleeve, Meteor? Team needs some magic. We need it now. He's backing away. It's just that aggressive cam.
He's been putting that there a lot, though.
Yeah.
They've already seen that in a couple of post-plant
5 game
situations.
tidur gue.
Sen are going to know. It could trigger some kind of
Ini
Showers crunch.
dua kayak abis itu aku off. Sakit. Nggak, gue tahu wes lama. Jadi pasti dua doang. Nggak bisa lama-lama. Kenapa sih orang malam-malam bingung? Ya di mereka siang sih, nggak salah sih. Mau gimana ya?
Close up onto the angle, dog broken. Boombot as the first layer of contact. Munchkin is pushing out through his feet. Is Munchkin, and he's been doing this at least in the qualifiers. It could be a punishable element. They have to be aware of it.
Ya untung malam kalau siang mah kok nggak bisa nonton kan?
Kenapa?
Kalau siang nggak bisa nonton kan?
These are slow rotates. Second though, making a little bit of noise. Munchkin's going to make the call. Look at these rotates from GNG. All coming, beating the rotate.
Away.
Getting into B.
Flooding back in.
And Munchkin has not overplayed his hand. Makes sure that he just feeds the info his team needs. And what a call this is.
Gets the hell out. 30 seconds. This is going to be a full committal. Straight into the more out wide. They're not expecting it. GNG players holding their ground, rooted and snared into place, but they're willing to just fight. Tooth and nail. Spike drop down. Molly's at the feet. Nobody can advance. Nobody can step over the line. There's going to have to be those shots. It's going to have to be that firepower. But again, is it enough? Is it enough? It's not. Meteoric.
Meteor, bro.
And what a call by Munchkin, man.
Meteor mengamuk.
We saw him go for those sand pushes all throughout Pacific, often getting punished for them, but played this one to perfection. Sentinels have got to be scratching their heads after that, thinking, how on earth, when we were fairly quiet the whole way over towards B, and it made noise throughout showers, how did they get the read? How did they know? Let's go. Incredible play from Munchkin without really popping up on the kill feed.
Tak maut lagi, gila.
Positioning and hearing the footsteps and calling the rotate. The defense side rotates from Munchkin are just phenomenal, and to make that play and just push the very boundary of what you can get away with in a round that now makes this feasible, that we could be heading to overtime.
That's why SEN are calling this timeout here. It's the last one that they've got, at least in regulation, and they understand the importance of the round. You don't want to go to OT, not against GNG, not when they've been making these adaptations over time and correcting towards it.
Yeah, and not just that, Brent, we were talking a lot about the ults being on the side of Sentinels. Well, now the coin has flipped. Munchkin still has access to that Viper's Pit. Caron, one away from being able to get an
Anjir, 12 dong, please.
These are ultimates.
Deg-degan gak sih? Greget anjir. The fuck?
Dramatically.
Overtime aing tidur.
Gonna start the stack on A with 4 players.
Nextnya ASEN lagi, kocak. Kalau ASEN gue yakin GNG menang.
Don't see it.
Kalau ini
nih. Try and set up Munchkin for that deep pit in through the main choke, and he is going to layer it down. Needs to be defended in time, but here's that showers fight. Molly drop down. GNG walking. But losing the fight. Initially, it's up to Lakia. Hold it down and stand his ground. Away the short players, and Lakia comes up huge. You're joking. Getting away with murder.
It just flips in an instant. GNG not happy to just sit inside the pit. Pushed outside of it. Managed to get a kill. 2 up towards short. Outrageous decision from Munchkin and the GNG coaches coming out of SEN's TAC timeout.
Ini VCT bos. 2 aja bisa menang anjing.
Survivors straight into these trip setups. I mean, this just looks
gila setupnya, men.
brutal for SEN.
Jarang laba-laba ini.
Dire straights.
Buset, kayak gitu ya trap.
Only the trips gonna worry about Caron.
Segitu anjing.
Denying Meteor himself as well. He's just tucked. Safe position. Out wide, there won't be any punish onto these trips, but they're not going to walk into it anyway.
Diliatin.
TP through Munchkin.
They just know.
Just got to read. I mean, they just know now with the cam. They spotted it all. And look at that. Caron sends it and splits them up. For OT, all the way here. GNG not going to be denied it at all.
Nice. 12. Yo, come on. For time.
Let's go again, shall we?
There's a perfect example. I mean, look, let's look at this for starters. Second and Celsius trying to hold the push.
Jelek banget itu, Gekonya langsung lari.
Iya, kira nggak ada orang lagi. Langsung megang skill.
Biasanya sih kalau udah kayak asal.
Pede, main gamenya harus pede. Tapi kadang-kadang pede ya.
They just trust the read. Something that a lot of the coaches are talking about. I mean,
overtime,
Potter and EG talk about that all the time, trust in your gut, and I feel like no team embodies it more at the moment than Gen G.
Yuk, dua bedroom, mereka dua di bedroom.
Calls that are being made here, but the sides are swapped around now. Opening a round of OT. Meteor. They're going to go with this one here. Cam attacking, but already through the choke point. Still, they deal with him. Pesky intruder out towards the Shell's control is going to be essential. What is the call now?
Penting gak sih? Ya Allah.
A plan for backside here and taking control of the defense spawn.
Nggak ngeplan plan. Gue jadi itu gue udah marahin ya, plan.
You can smoke off heaven, you can have somebody watch over towards pipes, but they're not making a decision here. They're slowing down and they're kind of trapped.
Waiting for Munchkin.
Yes, but what is Munchkin really going to do? Tens is on a great angle at B long.
It's just all hinging on this, isn't it? It's an off angle at that.
I just don't see how Munchkin clears this.
Yeah, and ADS spoils it for Munchkin here. Tens.
It's weird though because they don't know where Gen G are. They could be all the way up heaven, all sorts of spots.
It's going to cause the push out here by Sentinels, meeting them right into texture, but he wasn't waiting for it as a trade attempt by Caron. He will fall too. Everybody topples, Sentinels.
Aneh anjir, plan lah.
The first round of OT and another chance to seal up this map.
Rare moment of hesitation, I think, from Gen G there. Munchkin clearly wanted to take matters into his own hands and was hoping that Gen G would find Sentinels making a mistake, going and re-exploring A for information. But Sen was so happy on B. Just one watching spawn, one watching B long. Very good patience and diligence from Sen to get themselves up.
Uy!
Yet another.
Deg-degan euy.
Got to start closing these though.
It's integral.
13-13 gak
The
sih?
overall map pool in this best of 5 grand finals. It's an uphill battle almost all the way through.
Oh, mati itu Viper kalau berdua itu mah.
They need to take away.
Brent, Munchkin's in a really committed position here at hookah. I don't see how he dodges Boombot Dizzy.
Here it is. He's out wide anyway. Just missed the fight too.
What?
No way. How are you doing something like that, Munchkin? The two best players, arguably, on Sentinels.
What the fuck?
Put down like nothing.
What is that?
Finds that timing before the utility's used perfectly. This is going to get scrappy though, because they want to fight over the spike. They're not content with just playing the numbers advantage.
He's willing to join them, but he has cut off that angle here with the Trailblazer. Not broken down. Is he actually going to be stunned up? Bullets raining through. TP Core Texture is right there, fast in it. Here's the reinforcements. Here's the whole bloody team. Everybody joining the fight and the fray. Fast rotation. Stimmy. Evacuation.
That's an amazing read by Sentinels. They know that all three players are there, and this is a race that Sen have won. Rare for them to be able to beat the defensive rotates, but a rare mistake as well from Gen G. They haven't got the plan down.
Sassy hears the noise cues, but he just pre-fires and guesses incorrectly. The gamble not paying off still. Not willing to give up that space, but finally here, Mazaus is out in the open still. The kill found 2v2, running and gunning to just retreat and cover that section. Now the defuse. Meteor sticking all the way. Spray down Hammer.
GG.
Sentinels. Even it up.
GG.
I said it was necessary. And it certainly was necessary.
Jir satu-satu, deg-degan anjing. Oke, thank you, udah. Masih lama anjing match-nya itu.
Thank you guys.
Otsu semua, arigato gozaimasu. Saya mengantuk, saya mau tidur. Bye. Nyaris gregetan kah Mbak? Iya, OTK ini. Udahlah Otsu. Nonton sendiri aja di VCT-nya ya.